Greetings and salutations, Dota fans. It is I, Badger, back for some more League of Lads Season 8 playoffs. I am joined tonight by a very special guest. It is a man who's been described by many as the young god himself, middle lane player extraordinaire, logical Dota. How are you in this fine evening?
I'm doing really good. Happy to be casting with friends again. I had some really nice games last time I watched, two 60-minute down to the wire games. So hopefully we can see something like that again.
Obviously, two very high-profile Lads teams. On the Radiant side, we have No Teddy, the defending League of Lads champions. We have,
Pretty much.
Season 7 champions, -1 player. And then on the Dire side, we have the Season 5, Season 6 champions, -2 players. It's the old Dark W team, more or less. So it's really, no matter what, one of the two recent champions will be going out tonight. This is a losers brackets, best of 3. Winner goes on to play whatever, the team with Hobbs, Artem, very good team. Loser goes home at 7th. So really early exit for either of these teams if they exit now.
Yeah, I think these teams were definitely. I didn't see exactly what the power ranking was at the start of the season, but just looking at these two rosters, I can't have imagined either of these teams ending up this low. I feel like these would be some of the favorites to win the whole thing, but battling it out for a relatively low placement. Very surprising.
I believe in my preseason rankings, I rated No Teddy number 1 and ETW number 3. So
Okay.
yeah, both very highly regarded teams, and we're seeing a very smart pick here by No Teddy. So you know what? We see Sixlog just loves to spam Magnus every game you can get it. Let's just 5-pick Magnus, ensure that Sixlog is playing a different hero. Though of course, Sixlog plays more than one hero, he'll be fine.
Yeah, I think. Well, they banned Tusks. If Tusk wasn't banned, then I would say they might be seeing Windranger Tusk because that's something that they like to do, and they swap up who's playing which hero on the 3 and 4 role. Magnus is a lot weaker than it was last time we casted, I think, because the Horn Toss used to be a disable, but now you can BKB after it. So yeah, that's kind of a big deal for Magnus. So I wouldn't be surprised to see someone like Rubik. I feel like that would make the most sense. I know Dark likes to play it.
Yeah,
But
they made Horn Toss remotely fair finally, so
yeah.
it's no longer as completely broken as it was.
I think also since the Horn Toss nerfs, I think Magnus is pretty significantly worse. So I'm not sure how easily No Teddy will be able to get away with first picking it like this.
Now, this is interesting because we don't know where the gyro is going to go. I think there's two likely places. The obvious one is carry for Sasquatch, but I think Sixlog has played Gyrocopter 3 times this season as a 3-roll offlaner, so it's possible.
I thought you were going to say the position 1 and the position 5 because I think position 5 gyro has seen a good amount of play, especially in NA. I think Fado was the one who started, not an NA player, but I see a lot of SA teams pick it up. But I'm happy that you mentioned the 3 gyro because Gyrocopter Mirana is a deceivingly strong lane. If you put the missile on one of the heroes, you pretty much guaranteed an arrow. So they pretty much have to scramble to just walk inside the creep wave or find some kind of trick to dodge the arrow after you get missiled because you have so much time to prepare for it on the Mirana that it's pretty much guaranteed.
Yeah, ordinarily, I would reference a team like Infamous that just picks the Gyrocopter as a 1, 2, 4, 5 flex pick. But no, Fickle Minds, ETW, they've gone for the other option 3. It is possible to still put it as either a 1 or a 5, but given 2 of MJohn's better heroes, or sorry, 2 of Sixlog's better heroes are banned out, and a third one is picked by No Teddy, it would not shock me if it's a 3 gyro here. Interesting. That's a very early Void Spirit pick to say, you know what, still one of the better middle laners in Dota. Let's secure early, bash some counters, and perhaps have a very high octane playstyle this series.
Yeah, I mean, Void Spirit definitely traditionally a mid laner. Honestly, I kind of expect that KU is going to play it. He's level 20 Void Spirit, and he has played it safe lane before earlier in the season. Seems to be something that he really likes. I'm playing it in practice games as well. But I mean, I don't think it's locked into carry role, and I think that's one of the benefits of picking it at this 8 pick is because it's a flexible core, can really go into any of the core roles. Although you don't load into the game and try to pick offlane Void Spirit, but I mean, it's not terrible. It's got a lot of pretty solid matchups.
It's one of those things too where you mentioned if you're into this Gyro Mirana lane where it's home missile into arrow, you scramble for a solution. Well, one easy solution Dissimilate, pop that little buddy, and well, the entire Gyrocopter Mirana combo is ruined instantly.
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually. Though, yeah, surprised I didn't think of that, but yeah, I mean, I think that's a really smart pick. Then, a really high chance we're gonna see that pause one, just based on what we've seen before, and also I think that counter will be pretty important.
Logical. I am smarter than the average playcaster.
I mean, this is gonna pose a little bit of a problem for KU though, because you like, especially on safe lane Void Spirit, you really want to max Dissimilate. And so if you're using the spell that you put all your skill points in to just dodge the missile every time, then you're like effectively lower level than you actually are. So I'm not sure if he's just going to decide to not max the Dissimilate, or if he's gonna max it anyways and just live with being a little bit weaker than normal. But I think he'll have to think about it at least going into this game.
Could potentially be like a 1-1-4 type build, but I'm not sure if I know back in the day you used to see a lot of max Resonant Pulse, but then the build got nerfed like 3 times, so I'm not sure how reliable it is still.
It's a lot worse for Farmer. I think, yeah, I mean, like, it's pretty comparable for killing heroes, but I think, especially, like, recently, I think Void Spirits have been trending a lot towards max W, especially because, especially on carry Void Spirit, most of the time they try to go into Kaya Sage plus Shard, because, with all that spell amp, your W actually just one-shots creep waves pretty much like the entire game, like until like absurdly late, like 50 minutes or something. So I mean, I wouldn't be. He might end up having to max Resonant Pulse to not waste skill points, but I don't think he's going to be happy about it.
Well, that is interesting. And so, you know what? We want to really ensure that we have plenty of good options. Say maybe we'll put the Gyro or the Mirana not in the Void Spirit lane. Now we have this Night Stalker option, which traditionally is run as a 3-role hero, but I know Hammingsy has played it mid a good bit as well.
Yeah, I think mid Night Stalker is really solid. I think if you just like you watch one replay or just have solid fundamentals, I think you'll pretty much always be able to like do what you want to do as Night Stalker. I think a lot of games where it ends up being off lane if the lane starts to go bad or you just can't find a place to get kills or farm, because you Night Stalker obviously doesn't farm very fast, but you can still stay at pace with the rest of the game as long as you're getting kills with your nighttime and you're hitting creeps. Even though it's slow, you're still hitting creeps. So you can still keep up in farm. But I think a lot of times when it's off lane, it ends up falling behind in farm. And I think Night Stalker behind is pretty useless because if you have like Echo Saber Blink or something, which I think is this normal build, then you can't really kill cores anymore, and supports will have Force Staff, like Force Staffs or Glimmers or Ghost Scepters later on if you end up being really poor.
They've picked the Elder Titan as well, so you know what? We are here to do some team fighting. Maybe you picked this Gyro, Mirana, and Night Stalker situation, but I'm looking at these Radiant heroes and they have a really potent team fight combination here. I mean, RP, Earth Splitter, Stomp, throwing all the Void Spirit steps and damage, throwing a Lion Stun, throwing an AoE finger. That's a lot of damage.
That'd be very fun to see AoE finger this game. I think unfortunately, low chance of that one happening. But ET plus Void Spirit, really strong combo because I mean, it's not the same kind of ET where you just go like a BKB first item or Axe first item you run in to get the physical armor reduction, but you can kind of play in the backlines of fights and throw the spirit out, and you can give your Void Spirit the support with the magic resistance reduction, just kind of putting on whatever hero he's going to go for, and that will make him do a lot more damage in these fights.
It's going to be a very telling pick for ETW as well, because what they do with this 18 pick really starts to remove a lot of the ambiguity in their draft. Because really they have 3 very ambiguous picks right now where they'll complex the multiple roles, but at some point in their draft, it's going to have to come together.
Yeah, I think we'll probably know what one of these lanes are. Okay, Rubik. So one of Mirana or Rubik is not going to be the 4 hero.
I'm not sure if that means like a 5 Mirana or a 5 Rubik or a 5 Gyro, but it's definitely interesting.
Actually, the five Mirana might be interesting because they might run one gyro, five Mirana, so they'll still have the same combo. They'll just have it in the other lane, and that will also dodge the Void Spirit lane. I mean, that would be pretty smart. I would be happy to see them run that. But I mean, having five Mirana is kind of rough. Moonlight Shadow is great utility, but they don't really have the best setup stuns, and without that, Mirana is not a very strong hero. Like a lot of these times when you have like strength stun heroes, like an Axe or a Centaur or something, then it'll like even a Mirana with no net worth can be pretty strong because you just follow up on the stun with the arrow, but they don't really have anything like that. Like Lift is kind of okay, but it's kind of unreliable.
10 seconds remaining.
So I mean, if the lane ends up going well enough because of this, I think it'll be good. But I mean, the lane's also a little bit of a concern. Mirana's not the strongest laner. A little bit greedy.
I'm looking at this dire side draft, and it seems like they either want like a 2 or a 3 right now. No Teddy disagree. They think, you know what, they need their carries still. They think Gyro Mirana, Night Stalker, Rubik are the 2 through 5. They banned out 2 carries. They think that Fickle Minds ETW want a 24 pick carry still.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see them picking a carry here. Their draft is like their draft is still open, although it would be weird because like Five Murata, for example, it's not a like a it's not a very common thing. It's not something that you would like. You wouldn't say Murata can flex as a 5 position, but here it might happen. So I think it's like ETW's drafts end up being really weird. And I think I mean they might not have been looking for a carry hero, so they might have just gotten 2 free bans pretty much.
It's one of those things where I feel like they could just grab some offlaner here, put the Night Stalker middle into the Void Spirit, and then pick an offlane hero for Six Dog. Because you mentioned how a hero like Axe is ideal, and a lot of those heroes that can be picked to fulfill that role are picked in the offlane. And on the flip side, a lot of the good offlaners of the patch are not necessarily banned right now. Mars, not banned. Doom's still available as well, albeit Doom is more of like an anti-tide pick than anything. So it's a lot of options here for ETW.
Yeah, I think that's true. Also, ETW banned carries, so I mean, potentially both teams are banning carries, and the other team doesn't want a carry hero. It seems like they think the Void Spirit is mid. We'll see. Okay,
You'll be
it is
correct. It is the KU Classic, the Terrorblade, Portland Burnsider's legend himself.
I mean that's also decent against the Gyrocopter Mirana lane because even when you get missiled, you can put an illusion to tank the arrow. Like you can just micro it in between you and the Mirana. But I mean, you are kind of low HP, so against this, against the Gyrocopter 3 kind of meme, the one thing that Gyrocopter 3 is really good at is magic damage, and so Terrorblade will pretty much die, like in a stun duration, like lift into missile or just like raw arrow or something. Terrorblade will just straight up die in that duration until, like, probably until like Scotty or something. I assume he'll go for Falcon Blade. And then after that, even with Manta, I think a 4-4-0-1 gyro with Veil will still probably be able to do a lot of damage. Okay, last pick.
It's one of those things too, where I mean, you mentioned Six Dog and the 3 gyro. He's a very scary player. I was talking with KU, and KU said there was 2 players in Lads he was scared of. One of whom, Aaron, his former teammate in Portland Burnsiders. The other one, Six Dog, and lo and behold, it is time for him to test his mettle against Six Dog.
It's pretty interesting excerpt there, and that's it's pretty fun to hear. I think he's on a comfort hero though, even against Six Dogs kind of bullshit. He has he's got some solid stuff. Probably actually I'm not sure which Radiant hero is gonna land with them. I think it makes sense for either. I think ET Terrorblade, even though it's like it's kind of fake dual melee lane because you have metamorphosis obviously. But I mean, the line would definitely be safer. So
seems like it will be the TBET lane, putting the line as a 4 instead of the Magnus lane. I think I like this. I think I like the Radiant draft better. I think like we're seeing now Sasquatch grab the Night Stalker. I think it's a little bit ambitious to put the 1 Night Stalker. I think I prefer this Radiant draft. What do you think here?
Yeah, I have to agree. I think Dire would need to like pretty much decisively win 2 lanes for them to like have a strong mid game, and unless KU dies like a lot of times, I think carrying the game will not be particularly difficult for him. The Scotty timing, like pretty much once he gets to the Scotty, he might even go something like Dragonlance Yasha Scotty or something, not even upgrading the Yasha, because when he hits the Scotty timing, he's just going to be so strong. Really good against Night Stalker, really good against Lesh.
I can see it absolutely being like Dragonlance, Yasha, Scotty, BKB. I think it's a perfectly fine build there. I think you mentioned how ETW on the Dire side need to probably win 2 lanes. I don't think a Leshrac Void Spirit lane goes one way or the other that strongly, so I guess it has to be both side lanes, and I'm not sure if they can win both side lanes super hard, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think this... Okay, so last time, I remember we were talking about Mike, it was the Bristleback Necro lane. We said nothing will happen in this lane, and a lot of stuff ended up happening, and then the next game we said it was Storm Spirit Leshrac, I think, and we said it was pretty even, and then Mike ended up like solo killing him or something. So, I mean, this matchup, it's pretty even. I think it's slightly Leshrac favorite, so I probably cursed him. He's probably gonna get solo killed, but I think this matchup's like 60-40 Leshrac maybe. I don't really like using the like fighting game metric of like out of 100 for these matchups, but like Leshrac's definitely a little bit favorite. Oh sure.
You're getting a shout out, by the way, from Mr. KU himself.
I see that.
Looking forward to a good series, though. If you are just joining us, welcome. My name is Badger. I am joined by Logical, and we are here for a best-of-3 playoff match in League of Legends Season 8 playoffs, and ETW already leading the way into the Radiant side jungle, but Radiant have the Observer Ward. They are aware, and KU will not die immediately here.
Very, very defensive Observer Ward to be placing as one of your 2 first Observer Wards of the game. Yeah, honestly, pretty surprised. It definitely won't get dewarded, but it doesn't really have the most vision. Actually, I guess the idea, Radiant's read on this lane is that Mirana's probably going to be playing around this area, to just so the creeps aren't blocking any arrow paths, and just so the Mirana can arrow like the hard camp creeps, just kind of like playing the Radiant jungle, mess with their jungle, kill some creeps, leave small creeps to make it so that they don't have full creep camps and whatnot. And so having this ward will give vision of the Mirana as she kind of just like wanders around in the Radiant jungle. It's an interesting idea.
And looking at that as far as it goes all the way over to here as well. It should give a good vision of this sort of path as well. So a lot of options for scouting that Mirana, as you mentioned. Well, here we go again. We're seeing an interesting play bot lane. It's 3 no Teddy heroes down there. Lion, ET, and the TB are there. They now go to 6. Reflection is skilled. In comes Arrow starting onto the ET, but KU runs forward, but 6 Dog is just too fast. 6 Dog gets away. The initial gank by Malefic has failed, and he will now TP top lane to help out 11-17 of the Magnus.
Okay, that was both really good by ETW and also really unfortunate for no Teddy. The ET was the hero that got hit with both of the stuns, and out of the TV ET Lion, ET is definitely the one that's actually doing the killing. Yeah, he might be in trouble here. No, okay. Reflection. Really strong spell, level 1 now. Last 5 seconds, I think. Yeah, last 5 seconds, but not as much slow as it once was.
We're seeing a lot of brawling across the map right now. We're seeing Malefic and Mjon also in the a bit of a death duel. Malefic is losing that duel, but he should not die here. Not enough damage, I don't think. He has a stick from Malefic as well, so everybody is fine for now, but I am ever so slightly scared I am going to miss first blood, because all these heroes just keep dying.
I'll try to help you out, but I don't pay very good attention either. Oh, bottom lane. Oh,
bottom lane, it could just happen right here, right now. In comes meta from KU. 6 Dog, once again, he's just a little bit too fast. No first blood. We're still on first blood watch. A lot of attempts, but no successes quite yet.
Yeah, you don't really think about it very much, but this Gyro is like a very durable hero just through its base stats. 6 armor, 315 move speed. Probably one of the worst heroes to try to run down early on.
Something Vale first as well, so you mentioned how he's good stats. Well, Vale gives you more stats, so he'll have even more stats quite soon.
Yeah, I assume he'll go for some kind of like 4-4-0 build, just try to run down people with like a missile into Vale ult, Rocket Barrage.
Top lane, here we go. Here comes M-John with the lift back on the Malefic under that tower. Malefic is still alive. In comes Electric from Sasquatch. Malefic is low. First blood's drawn by M-John. I did not miss it. Great success.
Yeah, I mean, Rubik's has kind of always been a meme for being a weak laner, especially a weak 5, but it's... The second spell is deceptively strong. I mean, I think at this point, just kind of it's because it's been this way for a while that people know that trading with Fade Bolt is really bad, but I mean, even in those scenarios where it's really close and it's just like 2 people fighting to the death, this minus attack reduction can make it so Rubik's really tanky. End up seeing that there, even though he got scared back, he still lived, was able to pick up the kill on the line.
One of the things you can't just ignore Fade Bolt forever, because if you do, then you just keep getting hit. You have to eventually interact with the Rubik whether you want to or not.
Yeah, he also started the lane with 4 mango, so he's been able to press that quite a bit.
That's the way to do it. I mean, he still has 3 mangoes and now has 3 clarities in the stick, so he's ready to cast a lot of spells, to say the least.
It's 3 clarities, that's really something.
He's ready to fight. He knows his job. It's to cast Fade Bolt over and over and over and over and over again.
It takes 75 seconds to use all 3 of those clarities.
That's great. That's actually great. He's 75 even. That's even more than that. It's wild. Over a minute of clarity time, though, is certainly something else. And the war continues. This hard camp's been very contentious in the top lane. M-John once again blocks it. Malefic tried to unblock it, but well, it's once again blocked. Meanwhile, bot lane, Keita and 6dog are in a man fight, but it's 6dog on the run, knowing like, hey, it's an old Titan. Let's go and not fight that. Meanwhile, top lane, Fade Bolt is there, with the line stone as well onto Sasquatch. Sasquatch has a lot of HP, and they gotta turn to Malefic. Lift comes in, bringing him into Sasquatch. In comes Hex onto Nightstalker. In comes Hubert, misses the Sasquatch. Malefic drops low, is now a second kill for M-John. M-John, 2-0. The only man in this game with kills currently.
Yeah, that was pretty unfortunate. I think he probably clicked his mini-map there on Magnus. A little bit unfortunate part of playing the Radiant offlane. Oh!
Meanwhile, top on deal once again, 8 on the 6-dog checkpoints there on the 2, but actually Magnus goes down at the top, and M17 is dead. Now in comes Malefic TP and stunning onto Sasquatch. M-John now turns. The Void comes in from Sasquatch, they're hitting Malefic. Lift comes in, bringing it back into the creeps. Malefic has a Hex there on Sasquatch now. He's hitting M-John. M-John goes down, and Sasquatch wants to kill. His nighttime stun comes in from line, and down goes Sasquatch. It's 2 kills for Malefic now, and it's just an absolute bloodbath in the top lane.
He's level... ended up dying twice, but after that double kill, he's caught back up on levels very nicely. Level 4.5 at 5 minutes will almost certainly mean that he'll be able to get Finger at 10, potentially even without the book.
It's funny that going into that engagement top lane, I was like watching bottom lane, because bottom lane multi-heroes almost died. I'm like, oh, action's happening bottom lane, right? And then meanwhile, it's just 3 kills top lane. Just absolute madhouse in this Nightstalker Rubik versus Magnus Lion lane. 5 kills so far at 5 minutes, and otherwise no kills. Speaking of mid lane, we haven't looked at mid lane in the last 6 minutes. Anything interesting so far, or just relatively standard stuff? Actually, never mind. Malepic's being gone up by Sasquatch. Under that tier 2 tower, Lion will go down eventually, unless he can keep juking like this. Sasquatch is actually low. In comes M17 and the Magnus. Shockwave is up. It can be used. It will be used. They will hit the Sasquatch. Down goes Sasquatch. So overall, they're a 1-for-1 trade. And Sasquatch, though, not happy with that one. Diving for a support and dying for it.
Yeah, this is actually terrible if you're Nightstalker. He won't even have TP for about 10 seconds when he respawns, and you really need your early game to be really strong on Nightstalker, because you do not farm as fast as the typical carry, and you especially don't farm even like half as fast as the Terrorblade.
But back to mid lane. I know, like, I tried mentioning the mid lane. It's like Dota didn't even want us to mention it, right? It's the moment I bring it up, it's like, alright, massive T2 tower dive. But looking at Leshrac Voidspirit, anything of note so far, or just relatively standard lane?
No, yeah, it's been pretty even. I'm surprised by the Voidspirit skill build, but I mean, you can pretty much do whatever you want with the skill levels on that hero, and it's pretty okay.
Well, KU's being run at by 3. He should die here. He's trying to turn, but it's simply inevitable. Sasquatch grabs that kill now. Keita heads to Dark, but Dark remains alive. Their affection illusions are expiring soon. Now Keita tries to run, but 6dog is body blocking. Down goes Keita. The illusion from KU still wants to kill Dark, but Dark has a leap. He will get away. There will be no counter kill. 2-for-0 trade in favor of the side of ETW.
Yeah, that was honestly a pretty desperate rotation by Sasquatch, I feel like, to TP bottom, but it ended up working very nicely, so his game is back to being pretty solid.
Meanwhile, top lane, Skewer comes in onto MJohn, set up by that Lion Stun. Now in comes KU on the rotation, has meta if he needs it. MJohn, though, is juking in the tree. Shockwave is missed. Lion Stun hits. KU pops meta, hits MJohn. MJohn goes down, but now in comes Sasquatch. Goes to Malphite. Lion is straight to 1-for-1 so far. In comes RP onto 1. It's only the Night Stalker, but now in steps League of Legends. Kobe grabs Sasquatch. Now Sasquatch, for the third time this game has died.
That was a pretty cool RP. He turns and then TPs right after it. I think he only recently hit 6. Timely Void Spirit rotation. That is getting those 2 kills bottom is really nice because I think Sasquatch also walked there and then he ended up TPing top. But when your first Dark Ascension ends up being you trading 1-for-1 for a support, really doesn't feel good on Night Stalker.
In top lane, they did a bit of damage with the meta, but over in the mid lane is where the majority of the power damage is occurring. It is Hamingzy with that Diabolic Edict, but in comes a TP from Kobe, steps on in with the Remnant for the Shrek. The Shrek should die here at the Skewer under that tower. Lion's on the way to stun, is hit from long range, and the Shrek will go. Now that's another kill for the side of No Teddy's now 6-7 in kill score at minute 8. An absolute madhouse so far.
That's a pretty unfortunate kill. I mean, it was good play by No Teddy to all kind of converge mid there as Leshrac was trying to maximize his tower damage with the Edict, but you kind of have to watch out for that as Lesh, especially when you're going Boots Travel Rush build. You are pretty susceptible to kind of rotations like that. Even just like the Void Spirit, slow and stun into some other heroes can spell end for him.
It's one of those things where if ETW evaluate their ability to win the late game the way that we do, they're probably thinking on a timer right now, and perhaps why forcing these plays bottom lane as well. They're diving for Keita. Pulse Nova is popped. Keita certainly will go down. There's no TP rotations in, so it should be a free T1 tower for ETW as well in this bottom lane.
I really like this TP by Mike actually, because the ET's kind of just chilling here, and it's pretty awkward for Sasquatch to just try to solo kill him and run him down, but the Shrek obviously very good at killing towers, so he can provide the extra help needed to help the Night Stalker kill the other Titan, and then he can come pick up the tower as well.
As that happens, Lion is dove under his tier 1 tower, but he's still alive. Now 6-Dog being gone on by Kobe. Fable kills Alpha. It's a trade for 6-Dog. Actually a relatively good trade there for the side of No Teddy, trading a support for the enemy side offlaner.
Yeah, it was a big rotation by the Radiant team, but yeah, I mean you're happy trading. I mean, both of these supports are pretty evenly farmed, but trading a support for your offlaner, especially because Jair used cooldown, and cooldown's kind of a long cooldown now. I think it used to be 60 at all 60 at all levels or something, but now it's 90 at level 1.
Well, big fight mid lane. Sasquatch has ascended. They now engage. K to the target for now. No Titan goes down, and now it's Radiant on the run. No Teddy are trying to get away with the rest of their heroes. Void Spirit is under his tower, and Dire want to dive, but can they dive? Sasquatch wants to do it. He sees the heroes with his night vision, but they cannot find the right target. Kobe pops a double damage rune, and now Dire returns to the tier 1 tower mid lane. Tower will die, though Radiant look for MJohn. Lift comes out onto Kobe. Kobe pops Assimilate. Silence is there from Sasquatch, but they do not commit heavily. Now Dire turned once again to that tier 1 tower. Edict is hitting, but Radiant have returned. They step in and Remnant onto Hamingzy. Hamingzy is low. Hamingzy goes down, and the tower, it's just still alive. It cannot die.
Yeah, but with Leshrac dead, you can almost try to go for the mid tier 1 as Radiant, but Metamorphosis ran out, so cool.
That's an RP on a 6-Dog as well, but in comes Dire. They join their teammate. They stun onto the Lion and to the Magnus. Both are the targets. RP is stolen by MJohn. 11-17 goes down. MJohn still has RP. Malphite, Keita, Kobe, they're all being run at once against a missile there on the way to Kobe. Kobe, though, has to assimilate and will pop it probably. He will. Though Dire, for I believe the 4th time this game, return to the tier 1 middle lane, but that tier 1, despite being low HP, is just... it's deceptively immortal, this game. It just cannot die.
Yeah. With the Magnus RP and kill, I would almost think that Lesh would TP back mid and try to finish off this tower, but even without it, it looks like they're going to be able to get it just because it's so low. I'm not sure if Radiant knows about the RP being stolen. I haven't seen anyone ping it out or anything like that, so... especially with this invis room, might catch someone off guard.
Well, bot lane's Remnant there on a 6-Dog. Finger is used by Malphite. Down goes Gyro. Meanwhile, mid lane, Invis, into lift, into RP. It's an RP return to Magnus himself. He should go down here. It's into an air. Actually, is there enough damage? He simply walks away, still has skewer, will not die. So Dire tried the engage with 3, and they could not kill a single Magnus.
Dark was low mana, and they kind of stacked the RP and the crippling fear, but I mean, crippling fear is not much of a silence anyways during the daytime. They are able to just take the mid tier 1 though. The Magnus kind of low, has to go back, get some tower protection, and regen up with his Hedros.
But really, they finally killed a second tower. Meanwhile, bot lane, I'm not sure if Kobe chose not to assimilate or missed to assimilate dodge. The result is the same. He TP's away. Dark is not there in time to cancel his TP. Though eventually that missile will arrive. It might take a while, but it will eventually reach the Void Spirit. I'm actually going to watch that. I'm going to watch the journey here.
I think you see it, right? If you're Void Spirit.
I think you have an idea in the minimap of what's going on. I'm not sure if you see the actual projectile, but he sees it now. Just tanks under the tower.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably the right move. Not too much damage.
I find it slightly comical.
For sure. I think Six Dog.
Well, big play. Sasquatch blinks in comes actually into an Earth Splitter. Now we're seeing a Sunder out from KU. 1117 skewers there onto Keita engages with Kobe. Hamingsy, the target. Hamingsy will get low and he will drop now. And now Radiant head to Dark. Dark though dodges the Earth Spike with that leap, but he's tagging that tier 2 tower. Once again leaps away. Is it enough? Barely, but one spell will kill him. Shockwave from long range misses. Can he juke in time? No, they know he's there. There are no leaps left. But the skewer misses as well. It's Dark with the jukes. He actually gets away somehow for now, though the invis is expiring. Malefic, I believe, just saw him. And if not him,
really?
certainly Kobe. So down goes Dark on the Mirana. Overall, they're relatively rough engagements out of ETW. They chose that engagement. They chose to do it at the Radiant Side Tri-Camp, and they end up trading 2 for 1 out of their favor.
Yeah, did use the Dark Ascension as well.
Meanwhile, once again, stolen RP there, top lane on Magnus goes down. Mchon, he once again had the stolen RP, and this time the Magnus died from it.
Yeah, I mean, some Vendetta or something, he just keeps using it on the Magnus, but I mean, still a core kill after all.
If nothing else, it's style points.
Certainly. Well, it is nighttime, but I don't think ETW feels particularly strong with no Dark Ascension and no RP as well, technically.
Well, they're going in anyways. They're looking perhaps for Malefic in the top lane. They're under that tower, so Radiant are well aware that they're there. Edict is popped. Dire are committing for this one.
Doesn't really look like they're trying to defend it either. The Voice Spirit has TP, maybe he's waiting for them to commit a little bit more, but I mean, just with the Radiant doesn't have meta, they don't have RP. Would not be surprised to just see them let this one go.
Sasquatch engages, kind of. He saw Keita, didn't go for it. Now Lion misses his stun there onto Sasquatch. Hex is there as well. Meanwhile, it's Mjon fighting with Kobe. Steals Resonant Pulse. We're seeing a 2-man stomp, though, onto the Lightstalker and the Leshrac. Radiant have their opening if they can find it. There's no blink, though, on the mag. Tower goes down, albeit to a deny from Malefic, and looks like both teams will agree to disengage in this one.
Yeah, it looks like KU is going for that early Scotty timing that we talked about. Just Falcon Blade Yasha Scotty. Yeah, that's probably when they're gonna try to like start taking over the map and be actively fighting, not just looking for super favorable engagements. Oh.
We mentioned the idea of the Dragon Lance Yasha, and I'm sure Falcon Blade Yasha had the exact same idea, and we're seeing a DD Ascension from Sasquatch. They're looking for KU, but can they kill him? It's a very, very hard dive. They will try it, though. Holy Missile, into the right clicks, Lion stuns there into Sasquatch, they're not even under the tier 3 tower, KU is low, KU goes down, and in steps Kobe, doing a lot of damage. Fear comes in, killing Sasquatch, taking an RP there onto the Gyrocopter. It's once again stolen by Mjon, but can they even fight anymore? It's a stolen RP onto Keita, but the damage is simply not there. It's a blink stun on 2 by Malefic. Now Dark jumps on in with the Star Storm, but it's a 3-man stomp! It's huge! It's going to be a full 5-man wipe! If Hamingsy on the run, they're going to eventually kill him, I assume, to step into a Yules from Kobe. They know he's there, into the Hex, into the Shockwave, into another kill for Kobe. It's a full 5-man wipe in an absolutely massive team fight win for the side of No Teddy.
Yeah, I think trying to cut off the Terrorblade after you see him TP like that's a pretty good play, but with the pig pole moves being the Yasha, they're just not fast enough to actually reach him. He ends up getting to the tier 3 tower. And I mean, that was just also really well played by No Teddy. There's a Lion Blink reveal, I believe. And
Ooh, Dark almost finds a kill there onto Kobe. Had the Yules in the arrow. The timing was ever so slightly off. So Kobe gets away there on the Void Spirits. I thought for a second M. John stole something cool there, but it's only Shockwave, so nothing too significant this time.
Shockwave, it's not cool, I'll give you that, but it is very nice to have on Rubik.
I'll agree, it is nice to have, but if you had to like choose between the four mainline Magnus spells, Shockwave would be 4th out of 4, right?
For coolness? No, I think it's cooler than Empower.
I think you'd rather have Empower though. Empower though is very cool.
Oh,
for
you
carry
mean for
player.
priority?
Yeah,
I
for
think
priority.
like, oh, for what you'd rather have, I think it's like RP, Shockwave,
Is under attack.
Really?
Empower Skewer maybe, yeah.
Really? I'm sorry, you're valuing Shockwave a lot more highly than I expected.
I mean, it's really nice. You can one-shot creep waves with
Oh,
it. It
big
just does a
jump
lot.
onto Hamling Z. They step on in. It will be a deadless rack, but can Dire turn? They have stunned with an arrow onto the lion, but they're once again on the run. Kobe steps in, but cannot find Dark with anything else, so Dire walk away, but once again, they're just bleeding more and more kills. And on a lineup that we've both assessed as being worse in the late game, that's a very bad sign for ETW.
Yeah, I mean, I think their mentality right now is they're just trying to take as many engagements as possible to try to get a favorable engagement because they know that once this Terrorblade hits their Scotty timing, winning a fight is going to be really difficult. They're going to
Speaking
need
of
some.
deaths, once again, Six Dog top lane. He's hexed. He's been hit by a Shockwave. The Shockwave kills him. So it's across the map, 2 core kills, 1 in their own jungle, and then 1 in the top lane. It's just 1 kill at a time.
Yeah. One thing that ETW is doing a good job though is even though they're dying, the waves are always pushing into Teddy, and even with Terrorblade being able to push out lanes with illusions, still with this, I mean, with the Shockwave Rubik and the Boots of Travel Gyrocopter, they're still able to pressure the lanes to kind of make it so that KU can't find a nice place to farm where he can just stay put. He kind of has to keep walking around the map to de-push out the lanes with illusions. So
It is, though, KU's most infamous hero, a hero he's very, very comfortable on. And so far, he's succeeded at doing that, or it's just constantly moving across and across the map, back and forth, and back and forth. And he's #1 net worth by 2,000 gold, nearly. He's 2,000 gold ahead of Sasquatch, about 1,500 ahead of his own Void Spirits.
Radiant's bottom
A very good day to be KU. And we both been mentioning Scotty for about the last 30 minutes, and lo and behold, the Scotty's almost done now. It's merely 200 gold away.
yeah, Scotty's pretty much good against all of Dire's cores. You can see 2 of them buying BKB, the Night Stalker and the Gyrocopter, so he'll be able to slow them through BKB. Especially on the Gyrocopter, the slow completely goes through. It's a 55% slow. It's pretty much just can't move. Oh,
Well, they tried to find Kobe, but they used, I believe, Dark's Yules to set up an ability, but it means that Holy Missile missed. But then the arrow did not work because of Kobe's Yules, and ultimately, same result, it did not work in the slightest.
and
It's a good idea, but once again, the execution a little bit off from ETW.
finished up the Scotty too, and they might even be able to bait ETW into taking a fight right now because they also feel pretty strong. They have Dark Ascension off cooldown. It's just about to send the BKB out. They paused too, so they're gonna have some time to talk about it.
And that is, usually you mention ping and MS, right? But when you're above 1,000, it's no longer MS, it's just S. It's just S.
1S.
2S almost. what's your lag? 2S. I feel like we mentioned a lot of what ETW need to do in terms of how to win the Dota game, but let's look at the easier team to win the game at this point. If you're No Teddy, how do you turn this current favorable game state into a 1 game?
You take a fight with the Metamorphosis Scotty time. It looks like pretty much right now you take a fight, and then you go take over the Dire main jungle, and you kind of just set up there and have your TB cut the lanes with illusions. And once you get probably once you get like +1 item, you can kill Roshan, and then you can just go run around, do whatever you want. There's like ETW pretty much has no chance of winning a fight at that point if everything goes according to plan.
Seems like that's where they're going. They're looking for a kill on Six Dog, and it's very easy. Set up by Malefic, and with a little bit of damage from Kobe, it's another finger stack for Malefic on the line, now 3 stacks of finger, and ETW are nearby. They're smoking up, but it seems like they might miss. Perhaps they'll find the Elder Titan, but he has teleport still, so it looks like it's a bit of an unfortunate situation once again for the side of ETW, where they have a lot of right ideas, but the timing's been unfortunate and the execution's been slightly off, and I mean, they're still there in the vicinity of Elder Titan, but even if they kill him, it's not a very important kill anymore.
Yeah, and we're talking about how the Gyrocopter is actually surprisingly tanky for being an agility hero, but he just got completely eviscerated there by the natural order. 0 magic resistance against the finger and all the Void Spirit spells. No shot of living that, especially before he has the BKB complete.
One of those things where when you have a hero with 15 armor, high HP, you remove the magic resistance and the armor, and suddenly he's not very tanky anymore. So even Finger itself does half his HP at that point.
Yeah, I mean it's a very strong combo. You don't really think about the amount of damage that your supports are doing in conjunction with each other, but they like. Oh,
and another good jump on the Sasquatch. It's a stomp, it's a remnant, it will be another kill. Earthsplitter comes in from long range, and that one will secure it. Kobe tried to steal it for a bit with that step in with the Astral Step, but the result is the same. Another massive core kill. Night Stalker in the grave for, I believe, the 5th time this game. Yeah, 5th time this game on Sasquatch.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate as well for Sasquatch, because this is time that he won't be able to use the Dark Ascension or the BKB, so they're gonna have to, like, after he respawns, it's gonna take them a second to set up for the fight that they're trying to take, because he's had this BKB for a while. He hasn't gotten to press it yet, and in conjunction with that, he hasn't been able to press Dark Ascension with his BKB, which is like probably their best chance at trying to take a good fight. Like, probably BKB and get on top of the Terrorblade before he can Scotty slow you, and if you get enough heroes on top of him, he has a lot of HP, but it doesn't have a BKB or a Manta or anything, so...
Same spot, 3rd core kill in a row. Six Dog into Sasquatch, into Six Dog again, another finger kill. Another kill set up by Kobe and Malefic, just engaging upon these ETW cores. It's the same story. It's like you're watching RTZ stream, it's the same shit over and over again. It's just... what can you do?
That was a good one. Yeah, honestly, they're kind of staggering the Death Sun rating. I think people kind of say that a little bit as a meme, but I mean they're doing a good job now. Dire can never really, they're never even able to set up for a fight because they always have one guy dead, and the next one dies right as they're respawning. So this is continued over and over again.
Top lane, once again, they are hunting. Blink Mag is there, albeit he's spotted by M-John, now lifted back into Dark and Hamuzi. At long last, looks like they'll find some kind of kill on a No Teddy hero. They're chasing down 17, but he blinks away in time. No Yules, no Lift, no Arrow, they're all not in range, and they're smoking up looking for something, as well as looking for Keita. Sasquatch kills Keita. Meanwhile, the remainder of the team smokes up into the Radiant side Tri-Camp, and they want the big kill. They see KU. KU has no BKB. He's got the Scotty, but he's simply able to walk away, as is Kobe. He steps away, is left from the high ground to the low ground, and it's just... it is a kill, but they need more than another Titan kill.
Yeah, and that's the Dark Ascension used as well. It's going to be nighttime, at least when it runs out still. But, I mean, no Dark Ascension. Like, you need everything going for you. Like, you need literally to take the most favorable engagement possible to have a chance of killing this Terrorblade, and without Dark Ascension, there's just no shot that they could... They can kill him, which pretty much means there's no shot that they can win a fight.
Well, at the very least, Dire picking up some key items. There's a BKB on the Night Stalker, as you mentioned earlier, same with the Gyrocopter. But other than that, it's a partial Ags on Hanmingzi, the Turtle Shroud. It's a partial Ags on Dark, and there's unfinished items. Half the Blink Dagger money on M-John. These are items they need, and they simply don't have them.
Axe is pretty interesting for Mike, actually. This will be a good way to kill the Terrorblade, because you can't purge it with the Satanic, and they got a lot of magic damage on Dire. With
Well,
the
Radiant
Armor
Smoke, but
Shadow.
Dire have found them with the Moonlight Shadow. They've Yuled onto 1117 into that Split Earth as well. It should be enough damage onto the Magnus. Magnus is low. Magnus will go down. Sasquatch pops the BKB. He's running and looking for kills. Keita the target. That's the lift onto KU. Keita remains low. Keita goes down, and now Dire look for more. Hamningsy is hasted and hexed, now running from KU. Kobe steps in but cannot find the remnants. And now Radiant with KU look for Dark. Dark the target for now. Dark will go down, perhaps will go down now. They now head to Mjon. The Earth Spike from the Lion is the engagement, and it will be a second kill onto that support or Rubik. So far, relatively even trade, but no Teddy wants to break it up immediately. They walk right on into good old Roshan Spit.
Yeah, Dark Ascension's coming back up, so they might be able to fuck with them. No BKB though, so you do kind of die to Yule's Remnant. Does not look like they're gonna try to defend it. They did have vision with the wards, but fighting into Metamorphosis is quite difficult for Dire. You can see their approach to that fight was pretty much get the TB to pop meta, and then just run away from him. He got Fey grenaded, and then they just walked away from him. And I mean, it was looking pretty good. Almost looked like they were all going to get out on Dire, but they do end up picking up a couple kills with the other heroes catching them.
Even though the kill score remained relatively even, though, I'm sure no Teddy got what they want. It's the Aegis on Terribly. We both mentioned it earlier. It's like, hey, it's a good idea for him to grab us so they can have some more map control. And, well, they now have it, so everything we say they should be doing, they're doing. They are, though, looking for kills. They ascend on Sasquatch, but they cannot find Malefic in time. He blinks away at the reactions. Now he hacks on the Sasquatch, and Dire head to the Radiant attack. They've caught KU, but can they kill him? Split Earth is there. There's no more follow-up. Hamningsy target the Radiant. Hamningsy goes down. They also stomp there on the Sasquatch. In comes the Splitter. In comes damage, though. Sasquatch is too fast. Meanwhile, Finger comes into Mjon. Mjon goes down, so it's 2 kills now. They also look over for Dark. The Remnant from Kobe is there. Voice Spirit caught him as well. As he now feels the Hex in the stun. Marana goes down, so it's 3 kills once again for the side of no Teddy, and they maintain the integrity on their Aegis. They have lost no heroes. Need to have a Hex tear onto Six Dog. Six Dog should die here inevitably at some point. Shockwave, RP, the right clicks. It's just too much. Gyrocopter goes down. It's 4 kills. Sasquatch, the lone survivor, and well, with this Terribly, we may just see some buildings being taken now.
Yeah, I do think Dire's gonna respawn before any racks get taken, but I mean, even if they're all alive, the fight prospects are not looking very good for them right now. Radiant has the important spells up. They used RP on the Gyrocopter there, but they got Metamorphosis. This Aegis is still alive for quite a while, and they can pretty much just sit behind KU and watch him meta and hit the buildings.
It is a 1 tier 2 for now, and Dire actually are respawning about now. 1117 was looking to hunt, but could not find a blink engagement in time. Now Kobe steps in, looking for Hamningsy. Hamningsy once again on the target. Hamningsy low. Hamningsy goes down. And we see an Ascension from Sasquatch looking for the back lines, heading for a Malefic, but it appears to be a little bit futile. The BKB is now popped. We're seeing meta stolen by Mjon, actually, but Sasquatch simply dies to the overwhelming damage from KU and the Terrorblade. And Six Dog pops the call down. They're trying to defend, but KU has FHP and Aegis. Mjon's the target now. If Kobe once again Assimilate comes on now. Mjon lives for now, but KU still has 2 lives and Satanic. Finger comes into Mjon. Mjon remains alive, but Radiant are hitting Six Dog. Nightstalker buys back into the fight. They're trying to do what they can. Mjon has stolen reflections, throwing the heroes up once again. KU actually loses 1 life. That is 1 step in the right direction, but they need to do more than that. Arrow comes in. They've caught the Terrorblade, but they need more damage. Hex comes in onto Gyrocopter, and KU walks away. Earth Splitter comes in, mostly as a zoning ultimate. And no Teddy are still alive on 5. Horn Toss, Skewer, onto Six Dog, into the Earth Spike, into the damage. Down goes Gyrocopter. He has no buyback, and well, this tier 3 tower has 0 HP remaining. No Teddy can keep going in once again.
Yeah, it's a little bit awkward without the meta. I wouldn't be surprised to just see them kind of back up. They have control of the entire map, and there isn't really good opportunity for Dire to get back. They'll just have to smoke together and walk to one area. So before that happens, no Teddy can just kind of like spawn illusions, go run around. Looks like Dire's not even grouping up actually, so they're just gonna be able to push these lanes out on no Teddy, because when they're in the mid lane they were pushing out for ETW.
Kobe looks for a solo kill bot lane, step into Remnant, into the Simulate, into a second second. He has enough damage. Hamingzy gets solo killed by Kobe. The double damage was simply too much. It's another death there on the Leshrac. Solo killed by the Void Spirit. It's looking real good for the side of No Teddy.
Yeah, that was quite the fortunate double damage rune, but yeah.
And we see Sasquatch blinking there from Malefic, but it may just be another inevitable death. Stomp comes in from Kate, does fingers well from Malefic, the forced by Mjon, but it appears not to be enough. Horn toss into right clicks, minus Sasquatch. He's dead for 90 seconds. Mjon joins him in the grave, and this tier 2 tower, it's forfeit. The Outpost is forfeit, and Dark's life might even be forfeit too. Hex into Earth Spike from long range, in comes KU, who has a lot of damage. Dark leaps away, and actually probably could have pursued him, they chose not to. They've now returned to the buildings, and well, it looks like ETW are running out of the ability to play this Dota game.
Yeah, honestly, I thought they might call it after they got killed in that tier 2, but looks like they're still going to try to play it out. I mean, they do have some potential to be able to chain stun this Terrorblade, especially because he has no Aegis right now, but
Well, in come the splitters, some Hamingzy with the Shard trying to delay in. Steps Kobe looking for 6-Dog. 6-Dog pops the BKB but can do nothing with it. Arrow comes in to KU. It's a huge kill if they can get it. Can they get it? Sunder, Satanic, they're both up. He's healing Satanic now. KU still has low HP, however. Meanwhile, Kobe kills Dark. Sunder's popped on the illusion. Now KU's full HP. Mjon once again stole meta, but Mjon's once again in the grave, and despite the splitters trying to hold the high ground, there's 3 heroes dead in the dire side, all with no buyback, and Kobe steps in, finds Hamingzy into the Remnant, into the right clicks, into the RP, minus Leshrac, and well, the GG unsurprisingly is called, and ETW, they have a lot to adjust going into game 2.
yeah, I think with ETW's draft this game, they kind of had to outplay them, or at least outplay like some of the players on No Teddy to turn like meh lanes into favorable lanes. But I mean, KU kind of just didn't get touched the entire game. He had a few deaths, but still hit every timing that he needed to.
It's one of those things where I feel like you mentioned how KU did everything you need to do. It's not just KU though. I mean, the other cores on No Teddy farmed decently. It's not like one of those games where it's basically KU versus the world. No, Kobe had a very good farm there as well, so it's not like they even shut down. Winston Magnus was kind of poor, but they don't really need Magnus to be that rich.
Yeah, it's certainly his teammates were doing quite a bit. Voicer ended the game 13-0-15. That's it's a highlight performance. But their entire game plan is like they first picked Magnus, they picked a melee carry, so the way the game's gonna end, or like the only direction that you're trying to take the game is trying to make your Terrorblade more farmed than everyone else in the game, and you're just gonna walk down the lane with them, and they got to do pretty much all of that without ECW posing too much of a threat.
I mean, let's see here. I'm trying to think of. I mean, there's multiple places they could adjust. One of them is draft, and the other one is. I think their gank execution was a little bit off. Like there's situations where they were at like a quarter second or less off on like 5 different occasions to kill a hero, and let's just say of those 5 times, half of them go. Say 3 of them go to ETW's favor. This game might look a bit different momentum wise, but ultimately it just did not work in their favor.
Yeah, and I think that can honestly be attributed to the draft because like when you smoke S5 on the Dire, how do you actually kill the guy? Because like I mean, lift is okay, but I mean it's 5 Rubik and it doesn't last very long. You could try to split Earth him from the trees, but that's also not very reliable if they're not farming in an area near a tree line. And I mean, you can try to Yule's arrow, but that can be intercepted, and I mean, the homing missile isn't catching anything, so it's kind of hard. Like you pretty much need to chain all your abilities perfectly, and you need to take the fight in the most favorable spot where you can somehow get some lift into split Earth and then the homing missile hitting after, and then a 5-second arrow or something absurd.
Unfortunately, that's a very hard ask.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier said than done to do, especially consistently.
Yeah, I mean they did have a few force staffs on the Radiant as well as I saw it happen in the last fight. I didn't completely see if they were doing it every fight, but the Void Spirit just like astral stepped into an arrow when the Terrorblade was getting chain stunned, so that the wouldn't get hit by the additional arrow stun duration. It was pretty cool play.
Just some real good play. I mean, it's not too surprising. This is a No Teddy team that's really probably the single most coordinated team in Lads. Obviously, they played at the exact same lineup for multiple seasons with Teddy, and now they no longer have Teddy, but they brought in the guy who's basically Teddy 2.0. He's the guy who plays at the exact same pub stacks, the guy who plays the exact same way as Teddy. So it's an interchangeable cog in a lot of ways. No offense to Teddy or level 17, but still one of the most well-oiled units in Lads, and they showed it off here.
Yeah, honestly, ECW got really handled that game. I feel like they're gonna have to bring new ideas going into game 2.
I'm sure they have something in the book of plays given the brain trust on that team, but if they're going to go as adventurous as they did this game, they need to connect on their execution, because if they don't, it will be a 2-0 loss. It's obviously not ideal in any way.
Yeah. I mean, I think if they had like strong answers for this Terrorblade, then even though they had a little bit of a little bit of a weird draft, if the Terrorblade can't like do what it needs to, then Radiant will never be able to win the game, really. But I mean, they weren't really able to mess with him that much, and when he hit his timing was even good against all the Dire cores.
I mean, hopefully for game 2, they can simply get a more competitive game, because obviously it's a really, on paper, heavyweight matchup. And so far, it looks like one of the teams has showed up at top formula. One is a little bit out of shape, so hopefully, earning the wins can earn some wins here.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even like the first 10 minutes, or like first like even like 12 minutes were terrible for Dire. The game looked pretty even. Like they very definitely could have won it. But honestly, the way that it felt playing versus Sheesh last season, and I mean, what I saw from this game as well, is they don't crush you in the first 10 minutes. They're not like old EG where they just win all 3 lanes and the game ends at minute 20. Like the game always looks pretty even around like the 10 to 12 minute mark. And after that, they just like kill you over and over again and just like systemically like choke you out and win the game. Just like getting small advantages. It's honestly really cool to see. It's not something that you really expect to see from like 5, 6, 7K-ish teams.
As well as obviously both these teams have a sort of element where they have a number of players that have had some more semi-professional experience. Obviously, No Teddy have KU, and then Fickle Minds have both Sasquatch and Darks, and as well as 6-log even. So it's a lot of competitive experience on both sides there. Not just what you would normally expect from just say some random 5K, 6K pub players in a lobby.
Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe I'm just talking up the players, but still.
No, I think that's definitely true. I mean, there was a good while where, like, yeah, I mean, Portland Burnsiders, Odd Otters were like genuinely playing a lot of tournaments and like we're trying really hard and to improve at the game, trying to like make strategies and whatnot. So it's not unreasonable to think that they carried some of that time and effort over to the series.
Alas, sometimes sometimes you stop playing competitively, and sometimes you lose your lads games. What can you do? Seems to be the story of the day sometimes. Seems to be the story of the day. We are waiting on the players to be ready. Looks like both teams are chilling right now. We have a little bit of bathroom for the side of No Teddy, a little bit of Dark not being in the slot for the side of ETW. ETW still have their choice of side for game 2. They have not selected Radiance. I kind of just put them into Radiant anyways because fun fact. So I ran pretty much 90, not 90, more like 8% of the lobby games for Pro Series 9 for the NAS region. I think every team but Arkosh chose Radiant every game, and Arkosh chose Dire once. That was it. And it's Arcos, so they lost, obviously, but
That's a cool, or not a statistic, but that's a cool like little fact to know. Seems like the pro teams preferred Radiant.
yeah, Radiant's very, very much preferred right now. It is
Yeah,
by far the more favored side.
I mean the benefits of Radiant have always kind of stayed the same, but it always feels like a coin flip as to what the teams actually prefer. I never really feel like I know unless I hear something like what you said, where every single team took Radiant, or if I just like straight up ask someone who is good at the game, and they're just like, yeah, teams prefer this because of this reason.
Remember, there was a time a long time ago where Dire was the favored side for every pro team. It was Dire, 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 Dire. But Roshan was not where it is today. Back in the day, it was literally on the Dire side of the map technically. So
Yeah.
times have changed. Obviously, the map is a little more Roshan in the river rather than Roshan in the literal Dire side.
Yeah, and I think that honestly, like, kind of went the other way. As you said, like all the way back, used to be Dire preferred for the Roche advantage, but now just because of the natural ways that the map kind of works out, I think the Roshan advantage is like definitely over to the Radiant. Just you generally kind of play in that the top lane and like the Dire jungle when you're winning, or like when you can break into that area. And even though Dire has the one ward like kind of near the mid tier one, I don't know how to explain it, like the really tall hill, that it's still favored for Radiant when you're taking Roshan engages.
There's a lot of good spots to TP2 versus really Dire only have the outpost, which is even if it was a 3-second TP, probably wouldn't be as good as the Radiant side TP spots, and it's a 6-second TP, so it's a lot harder to get the Roshan there. It looks like ETW are having some difficulties choosing between Radiant and, I guess, Radiant again. They're they do know that I'm going to put some. I'll put $5 on selecting Radiance. You know they're going to. They're just choosing not to. They're just spending some time between games to regroup, discuss their drafts, discuss their plays. You know what? We need to do this. We need to do that. We need to win this next game. We need to win the third game. Back against the wall. And really, for this Dark W core, they have not lost a LAD series ever until this season, and they lost the series in this playoffs to Pizza Dog. It was their first ever really series loss, and then now they're on the verge of being eliminated for the first time. So it's really it is time to deliver. There are a lot of prognosticators. I can't say the word, but there's a lot of oracles in the offseason saying, this ETW team, it's really rigged. They're going to win the league too hard. They're too powerful, and lo and behold, they're now one loss away from finishing 7th and 8th placed.
Yeah, I mean, ETW definitely has a kind of crazy MMR. I can't really think of the word. Like the players MMRs are pretty crazy when you think about it. Their offlane is like low 7K average probably. So
Prognosticator, by the way, is what I was going for.
Okay.
I got too fancy with words, and I ended up looking like an absolute idiot.
But I mean, ECW, like part of the reason this team was allowed was because they're like not doing they're like doing some off meta stuff. They're not really playing traditionally. I mean, I think every game that I've seen I don't think I've seen Six Dog play like a single strength hero except for Tusk. I mean, Magnus is kind of fake strength hero in my opinion, but like Magnus and Tusk is pretty much all the melee heroes I've seen him play. Other than that, it's been like Coddle, Wind Ranger, Gyrocopter. So I mean, that like I'm sure that the ETW drafter is used to it, but I mean, it still makes the game a lot harder when you have to play around Six Dog pretty much exclusively playing these kind of meme picks.
Sometimes you select some me picks, and they do not pay off occasionally. I'm hoping for their sake we can get a game 3, because it's always fun when you get a game 3 series. There's always a little more tension on the line when it's 3 games. 2 games a little bit less so. So I'm hoping ETW can bounce back and get a good showing, show why they're one of the more feared teams in the league.
Yeah, I think how Have they won a game in the playoffs, or did they just lose? Like, are they? I believe that if they lose this, they just went 0-4 in playoffs. Then, right?
I'm actually looking that up right now because they won a series against Canoe and the Canoe. I know that much. The Sev, Nera, Snow, Artorias Flash Canoe team. They beat them in playoffs.
Oh, okay.
And then I think they got a single game win in upper brackets. Okay, apparently I actually messed up on accident. They did not get beat by Pizza Dog. They got beat
Crossfire
by
Sims.
Frostfire Sims.
Yeah.
And I realized
casted that
that.
game?
I realized that. I think I actually did cast that game.
Yeah.
Something I probably should know considering I was there. But they actually got 2-0 in that series from what I can tell from the brackets. So assuming the bracket is correct, it was a loss there as well.
Those were memorable games too. First pick roommate to counter the Magnus, by the way. The draft's going on, but nothing.
I'm going to go to the bathroom real fast. I will be right back. I'll see you soon. Mic mute.
What's ETW gonna do this game? How are they gonna change it up? I think Tusk is banned, Magnus is picked. Only other strength hero I feel like I've ever seen Six Dog play is Tiny. Maybe they'll run some Tiny off lane. I could see Sasquatch wanting to pick one of the carry heroes that always gets banned second phase. One of these. I mean, Lone Druid's pretty bad, but maybe he just feels so confident that he's gonna pick Lone Druid. Naga is also hard to first phase, but because this is an elimination game, I just want to go for it. Okay, Windrunner. That's the Six Dog hero, I think. Dark played a one game when it was when it was Six Dog Tusk, but that was because they had Tusk.
10 seconds remaining.
5
seconds remaining.
I mean, Rubik Wind Ranger is it's kind of a janky lane. I mean, it's just two ranged int heroes that click you from afar and cast the nukes on you. But I mean, that can really mess up a couple or like quite a few safe laners. You kind of need to pick carefully around it. But I mean, seeing them both as the 1 and 2 picks of the other team, that'll give you ample time to pick a safe laner that is capable of dealing with it, or is it capable of just like fucking off to the jungle early enough to where they can still have a game, like a Terrorblade, for instance. Okay, they're running back the Elder Titan. Oh, yeah, it works pretty well. I think Echo Stomp Skewer is pretty bullshit to play against. Yeah, you kind of like need 4 staffs, or you need like a farmed Rubik shard. And ET in general is just really hard to pick heroes against. So, especially in the carry position. But even after picking ET, they're still gonna ban Naga Lone Druid. Of course. Terrorblade banned out this time. Makes sense. Oh, nice. Okay, so Notedi has picked 2 of the 5 heroes that they played, and then ETW has banned the other 3. So
that is a 6-dog Windrunner, isn't it?
Badger?
That is a 6-dog Windrunner, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Fun.
Probably means Dark's gonna play a melee hero. I hope.
I feel like a lot of the success of the Windrunner combo, though, was with the Tusk in the lane.
Yes, that's also I did mention this the one time. Yeah, they've run this Tusk Wind Ranger 3/4. They've swapped who plays it. I think it's a very big part.
Obviously, you cannot do that if it is banned, and it has been banned first phase last 2 games.
5 seconds remaining.
I kind of think they'll run back the Rubik 5. I mean, fun little fact about the last game. MJ did the most damage on his team that game, which is it's probably all the Shockwave.
Oh no, you're serious, aren't you?
Yep.
That's not a good sign.
It was the Shockwave, man.
That's a really bad sign, because it's not like these heroes don't do damage. These heroes do a lot of damage. Gyrocopter, Leshrax, Night Stalker, they do a lot of damage. You should
Yeah,
not be having your 5 Ruby doing the most damage.
they were just like pretty much never able to take a good fight, and so most of the damage of these heroes is just like Rubik does a lot of damage because he can just poke from the outside of the fights and just like keep casting spells. But the other heroes kind of have to like I mean all the other cores have to walk up to melee range, and that kind of just means you die running into Note's lineup game one.
Well, looking at bans, there's certainly a bit different stuff here. I mean, mostly it's been a run back of the last draft, but with the Lion being banned out, it will have to be a different support choice for decided no Teddy, but I'm sure
Void Spirit Lion terribly advanced for ETW. Just
Yeah.
all in the line there.
they're interested in getting rid of at least 3/5 of that lineup.
Clockwork. I mean, this hero has 6 dog vibes, but I've never seen him play it.
I'm sure Dark can play this hero at least a good level as well. So
Yeah.
they've got their options. They want to do Clockwork 3, Windrunner 4, or Windrunner 3, Clockwork 4.
remaining.
Historically, both these heroes. Because historically, both Windrunner and Clockwork were played as a 3 hero back in the day. That both have, over the years, become 4 heroes. So it's similar sort of hero archetypes, despite being, different abilities, different attack ranges, different base stats, different even aesthetics. They're just kind of the same hero in a lot of ways.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they have kind of seen the same kind of role trajectory, I want to say. I mean, Clockwork, I think nowadays is most seen 5 position. Wind Rangers, Wind Rangers pretty much not seen, are seen as a 4 or a mid.
She's seen on a milk carton.
But yeah, I mean, I think back long before I was playing the game, these were both offlane heroes. You like cog block the wave, or you get winner on level 1 on Wind Ranger. Qual. Okay. Good quad pick. I mean, especially if this ends up being a mid Wind Ranger. I feel like I've seen Mike play it before, but I feel like I wouldn't be looking to give Mike Wind Ranger. But I mean, regardless, Quap, pretty nice lane into
Remaining.
Wind Ranger. And it's definitely a hero that Kobe likes a lot. I feel like I've seen him play it a lot. If not in officials and pub games.
He hasn't played that much Quap this season, but historically, if you go back to like season 6, season 7, it's a hero he used to play a lot more of. So, it's a hero we've seen a lot of theory crafting about, but not necessarily much play about. But as time goes on, the Queen of Pain has been getting a bit more of an upswing in picks, from what I can tell.
But okay.
That's it's one of those things that I'm not listening to their comms.
Malthic hero?
It's definitely not the hero. He's just asking, like, hey, KU, pick me Pudge. He's just asking for Pudge. His team's like, no, don't pick a Pudge. But apparently Malefic's voice is outspoken everyone else today.
5 seconds.
Let's save.
remaining.
I think Pudge traditionally kind of bad against Clockwork, but I mean, you can at least kind of disrupt his what Clockwork wants to do, because you can hook someone out. You might be hooking the Clockwork out and pulling a battery assault clock into you, but at least he's not on the hero that he hooked.
Yeah.
Ursa as well. Okay, so Ursa's gonna be laning against 2 melee strength heroes, most likely.
Makes sense. I mean, it's one of those things where you say, all right, Sasquatch plays good Ursa, play into melee hero plus melee hero. Why not? Let's do it.
Yes, really solid Ursa pick, I think.
And if the game goes into the late game, too, it's a pretty incredible Ursa Ags game, so you can pretty much
Yeah.
purge off everything but like Quap Orchid, Quap Hex, I guess.
Oh,
Everyone
Yeah,
else is purgeable.
don't really see too much Jags Ursa, but I completely agree. I was also thinking it's like it's really good against Dire Heroes right now. You just get RP'd, you purge it off, you can't skewer you, or you get eaten by Pudge, you just ult out of it.
Remaining.
Hmm. Well, it looks like both teams are on the same page once again. We see No Teddy banning out mid laners and ETW banning out some carry-based heroes. No Teddy banning out 2 of the Hammingsy classics. ETW saying, you know what, we'd rather not have, because there's a number of different heroes that KU likes to play. I know he likes, like, PA Spectre type heroes if TB is banned, but obviously KU's hero pool is large enough to not get banned out in the slightest right now.
10 seconds.
Yeah.
remaining.
Finding a carry that has a good matchup against Ursa
Remaining.
might be a little tough, but yeah, as you said, KU plays quite the pool of heroes. Oh, PL is a good ban actually. especially because I think when No Teddy I think the way No Teddy sees Radiant's draft and the way that most likely it's going to be is Rubik 5, and then Wind Ranger Clockwork in some way will be the 4-3 with Ursa carry, and so the last picking a mid hero. So PL's a good ban because instead of like Wind Ranger Clock, they pretty much won't do anything to you. They'll just have a completely free PL game.
And I believe last game, No Teddy had first pick as well. So this is another situation where they're picking their last pick blindly into a 24 pick. But I know we mentioned Radiant versus Dire in the pro scene. We've seen a number of pro teams pick up first pick recently. I know 4 Zoomers, who got second last pro series, they picked first pick a lot. So it's not, an unheard of thing to see. We're seeing a Drow Ranger pick for KU. What are your thoughts on that one?
I think this is like the ideal Drow game. You kind of, I mean, Drow, you don't really like try to like solo win the game. I think a lot of Drow's utility is giving attack speed to your mid hero, which is, I mean, they just get a lot stronger when they get items, and Quap's a great hero to give that agility to. And then another thing that's really important for Drow is to have heroes frontline for her. And that's what the other 3 heroes do pretty much. Magnus, Elder. Oh, actually, Pudge isn't really a frontliner, but Magnus ET will definitely run in and they'll draw attention. And I mean, Pudge is a save for you. This is pretty much an ideal Drow game. Getting hooked is a little bit annoying, but yeah, I mean, you're naturally going to build into a pike anyways. I think probably Drow's biggest threat is either whatever this 24 pick is, or a really far offlane Wind Ranger that can just like shackle and then run down the Drow. DK.
Speaking of Hamming Z Classics is the Dragon Knight, so that's certainly interesting. It's not like ETW have any one great counter to Drow, but they have a number of soft counters to at least try to get on top of the Drow in this game between Blink DK, Blink Ursa, Clockhook, Windrunner, Blink. They have a lot of options to do Drow, but no specific hard counter. So it should be interesting to see how the both teams interact with the Drow this game. Looking at the overall draft, though, who do you prefer here?
Definitely Dire. I mean, yeah, kind of as you talked about, they don't have like a definite answer to the Drow, and I think that unless the lane goes really poorly, which can happen on Drow, but I mean, most likely won't happen just because No Teddy's a pretty solid laning team. I think that as long as the Drow gets somewhat of a start, they'll just be completely fine. Frost Arrows is really good against like all of the heroes on Radiant. They'll struggle, I think. I mean, the mid lane will probably Mike will probably have more money, but it'll be like pretty even for the most part. And then these mid game fights are just going to be super easy for No Teddy, I think, as long as the Drow or the Quap doesn't get jumped, and they'll even have the Pudge save if one of the heroes do get jumped.
I feel like as well, Dire have a slightly better draft. I feel like if ETW are going to win this game, it's going to be on the back of Sasquatch Mjon winning their lane heavily. Do you agree with me on that one?
I mean, I think that is probably what them winning looks like. I think for sure, but I don't think they're gonna get super crushed. I think they're definitely gonna win the lane, Ursa against the Pudge Magnus, so he's gonna have a great game. But I mean, Dire's pretty much just gonna play like non-interactively. Pudge might buy boots and go pull waves, or he might like hook range creeps. They'll find whichever way they can to avoid playing against the Ursa. And I mean, even Ursa at the early levels, pretty much until level 3, Ursa's not that strong of a laner. It's kind of like the Monkey King effect, where people learn that level 1 Jingu is pretty bad, so you can kind of just like fight into it. It's the same thing with Fairy Swipes now. The damage has got reduced a lot. It's only 10 extra damage. It isn't. I was gonna say 9, but that's looks like I got it changed a few patches ago.
But I like changing the numbers a lot.
But yeah, I mean the second level pretty much doubles the damage, and yeah, the second level Fears pretty much doubles the damage, and whichever skill point you put at level 2, most people take Earthshock. I'm fairly certain. You're still not that strong. You're a little bit survivable. You got a lot of health and armor, but you're still somewhat susceptible.
If you are just joining us, welcome to game number 2 of ETW on the radio, who lost game 1, taking on No Teddy on the Dire, of course, won game 1. My name is Badger. I'm joined by the one and only Logical Dota, and I was going to say, it seems like ETW, if they're going to win, probably want to play an up-tempo style of Dota, but
They got 3
I want you,
minuses.
yeah, look at the look at the Emjon, Dark, and Six Dog all have minuses queued up in their quick buy. I don't understand.
That's good. They're on the same page.
I feel like they're on the wrong page, though. That's the problem. And maybe I'm wrong and somehow this ETW team wins late, but I don't see how.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree. I think. I'm gonna guess that like at most only 2 of these heroes are buying Midas, but I think most likely 0 of them will buy Midas.
We're seeing
But,
multiple kill attempts, one onto the Windrunner set up by a Pudge Hook, one onto the Magnus set up by Emjon just walking over and joining Dark the Battery Assault. Neither of which worked, though. Ended up being 2 bounty runes to both teams, though. We saw multiple contentious bounty rune fights, neither of which turned into anything too crazy, though. There will be nothing too crazy of a gank in one of the lanes this time. It's straight up 2v2 at minute 0 this time around, unlike last game where No Teddy attempted a wild and crazy 3-man attempt onto, I believe, the life of Six Dog. This time, it's more standard Dota.
I can say that the bottom lane started really good for Radiant, and it was gonna be tough for Dire, but they did kind of like they shockwave the wave and then they hooked the range creep, and so it's pushing into the Ursa, so it's looking a lot better now. Emjon is even. He's gonna have hook mana, but Rubik very hard to trade with.
Right now, it's just Malefic buying as much regen as he can. Like, you're seeing him use a Salve and a Clarity, then buy and send out another Salve and a Clarity to stay in this lane as long as he can. You know, top lane, Six Dog very low. He's trading with KU. The win run is now popped, but Six Dog is very, very low, as is Dark for that matter. It's much like, you know, in the bot lane, we see Emjon is skewered along with Sasquatch. 1117 is on the run, as is Emjon. Meanwhile, top lane, first blow is drawn by KU on 6. Back to bottom lane, Emjon's being run at once again by Malefic. Sasquatch, though, is still fighting. So across the map, both side lanes turn to absolute chaos, but the first blood is top lane on the Windrunner.
Yeah, I didn't exactly see what happened top lane, but the bottom lane was very close. Emjon was like maybe 1-2 hits away from death from Pudge, and whenever you get the lane that you're playing against to commit resources and then you don't die, like if they go and try to kill you and they use all their stuff and they don't kill you, it's generally pretty good because once you salve back up, it's I mean they've used everything and you're still doing fine. So it can sometimes give you a window of opportunity to like go and aggress on the other team, or I mean even just like getting stick charges can be really beneficial.
Well, I think top lane had to have happened is Six Dog just stayed along too long and then got hit by KU from long range because he used Winter on the trade, but he had like big 50 HP. You know, pot lane, we're seeing a kill there onto Malefic. This time it's Sasquatch and Emjon finding the kill with that Ursa damage there into the Pudge, and eventually Pudge went down this time around. Back over to top lane, the Battery Assault is there from Dark to running at Keita. In comes Spirit for the damage. Keita tries to turn into Dark. Dark is low, as is Keita. Cogs him out from Dark now. Six Dog trading into Keita. Keita needs, I think, 3 minutes to die. Six Dog, though, cannot find it thanks to the Shreeds. It's a little bit too hard for now, so no kill this time around in the top lane, though both Keita and Dark are incredibly low.
It's pretty close. I mean, none of these heroes are exceptionally good at killing them, but I mean, level 2 frost arrows are pretty annoying to deal with, especially for the clockwork. The Wind Ranger can Wind Run to kind of interrupt it, but this top lane is gonna be a lot of just like clicking each other with probably not too many kills. Oh.
That is real unfortunate. The Kurd
Yeah.
died to the range creeps. That is not ideal there. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, they're going in once again for Malefic. Emjon is low. Malefic and Emjon both go down. Now Sasquatch is on the run. He's running away from Magnus, who has a bit more HP than him currently. So another trade in the bot lane. Now it's 2-2 kill score overall across the map.
You're happy to make these kind of trades if you're No Teddy for the bottom lane, because like they went for that kill attempt. Sasquatch got low, so he can't pressure the Magnus out of the lane. and so the Magnus is going to be able to get what he wants out of the lane. And I mean, trading support for support is just that. You're trading your supports for your supports. None of them really mind. So I mean, as the Magnus gets more levels, like as you get level 3, level 4 Shockwave, you're pretty much just fine. You can just kind of run circles and press Shockwave on the creep wave, and you'll be completely good.
Bot lane,
This is-
M-John's going in once again. This could be a bit of a kill attempt on either direction. Seeing an Earthshock in by Sasquatch. Sasquatch wants to damage Lem 17. I think one more right click from somebody, but they cannot find it. Now Dark is on the way. He's faster than Lem 17, but Lem 17 is under his tier 1 tower. M-John is hunting. Has Fade Bolt. The salve's there onto the Magnus. Now Hook comes in from long range, misses. Shockwave hits. Everybody alive for now. Meanwhile, top lane, it's 6-Dog juking and jiving, but nobody's dead in any of the lanes, really.
That was really unfortunate. MJ was trying to wait for the skewer to telekinesis, but then he hit him, so he left telekinesis range. And then when he skewered away, he didn't react to the skewer in time, and he got out of Fade Bolt range as well, so he didn't end up casting any of the spells.
This would be a fascinating kill them if it works mid lane. That is very ambitious into a Queen of Pain.
Yeah, no levels of stun. I think sometimes you'll see one level of stun, right, like at level 5 from DK. I mean, sometimes, like in melee matchups, you'll see it earlier, but having a point of stun by the time you hit Elder Dragon form is pretty standard, I think. Just so when you're kind of trying to pressure the tower like this, if the other mid laner walks up so you can just stun them and hit them, it becomes really awkward for them to try to defend because you're just constantly putting the DOT on them.
Well, we're seeing Dark in a fight with Keita. As a haste rune on Dark. Keita will die. Question is whether it will be to Dark or Roshan. It appears to be Dark. Good kill there for Dark on the clockwork. Meanwhile, bot lane, Sasquatch and M-John go in to the Pudge. They kill Pudge quite easily. So it ends up being a 2-kill situation for the side of ETW, not the 4 kills overall on the map so far.
Yeah, that's a really nice kill for Dark, I think, especially at the Roshan pit. Getting solo kill XP, I mean, early in the game it's not as important. Oh,
Big kill top lane if we can get it. Chuckle shot is there from 6-Dog on that creep. In comes Stomp, hitting onto both heroes at the very edge of both. KU tries to duke, now hits on the Dark. In comes 6-Dog looking to fight. KU low, Dark low. In comes Pudge from long range hook there onto Windrunner. Dark dies to KU, now 6-Dog on the run. He's being hit by the multi-shot of KU. Correction, actually dodges it from the long range. 6-Dog will live, but in the very end, that did not go the direction ETW wanted.
yeah. KU is extremely strong there when they go on him. Unfortunately, he's like just looking at his inventory. It's extremely tanky. He can go to strength treads. He had a lot of wand charges. Hard kill to go for.
Yeah.
It was close though.
The big kill if they can get it, but unfortunately they did not get it.
Certainly. This is the second Elder Dragon form from DK. I mean, tower's pretty low. We'll probably either die on this one or the next. I think it's pretty hard for you to defend this as Quap because you don't really have good long range wave clear, so you kind of always have to walk into the DK. You end up taking a lot of damage. I think most likely Kobe's looking to TP to a lane and press Sonic Wave, but I mean it's like not really so nice. You don't really want to TP top because you're already winning top lane pretty well, and bottom lane Sasquatch is not. Oh,
Well, Dark is dead, and Hamizy is in danger as well. Dark is now going away from Kobe. Meanwhile, we're seeing a stomp from Keita there onto the DK. DK is trying to run still. He's trying to get away from the damage. In comes a blink from Kobe, but there's low mana left on the clock. She's still diving that tower, but Hamizy with that Dragon's Blood appears to be a little bit too tanky. But the hook from long range, correction, more like short range, but it's still good enough to bring down the DK.
oh, is this a sick hook? Those hooks are always the hardest because the guy's just like juking side to side, so you look really stupid if you miss it, but he just nails the DK, kills him.
Very important kill there, too, for Note Daddy. It's the exact sort of thing they want, once again, just making this DK's life pretty miserable.
Solo XP as well. I think he got like half a level or something from that as well because no one else was in the range.
We're at the point now where a lot of these supports are getting some key levels right now. Both teams have one level 5 support, one level 4 support, so when this tome comes out at minute 10, that's when the fun is going to begin for sure, if it hasn't already begun. Hook is there once again to Hamizy. In comes Kobe. They're hitting onto the DK. The tower is low. Tower will go down. The Dragon's passive. The corrosive breath a little bit too much now. Pudge walks in looking for DK. Lift comes actually stunning onto both the Drow and the Quap. In comes Dark, stunning onto Keita. Keita looks for Hamzy. Hook comes in once again onto the DK. DK and El Titan both should die, both will die, so 1-for-1 so far. Now in comes Kobe, looking to parlay into more. Sonic Wave from long range, go on the Dark. Meanwhile, Six Dog goes into Nothic. Both of them actually go down, so 2-for-2 now, and Six Dog, who now heads to Kobe. Kobe, though, has Blink in 3. Shackle Shot comes in onto the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain will be stuck, but the Radiant side will simply walk away from her. Ends up being a 2-for-2 overall trade, though, notably, ETW get that middle tier 1 tower.
Yeah. That was a really nice TP from KU, I just want to say, because there's no way the DK dies, I think, unless the Drow Ranger comes to that engagement, because he had completed Hood when they went on him there. So the Queen of Pain, Pudge, and ET do not have enough damage to kill him, but because of the Drow TPing in, putting the Frost Arrows on the DK, even though the ult doesn't go through the bonus armor, I believe, so is enough damage. Take him down.
We're seeing aggressive movement from the side of ETW, but they've run into 3 of the heroes on No Teddy. Dark is fighting 3, Cogs come out, putting him inside with the ET, and Dark inevitably goes down. You know, we're seeing Hook there actually onto the Rubik. Dark dead, M-John joins him, and now they might even look for a 3rd kill on Six Dog, but Six Dog with that win run is a little bit too fast, but now, with those 2 kills, No Teddy might even look to parlay that in some tower damage top lane.
Sasquatch went for Battle Fury. I think we saw him do this in another game. So, I mean, it's goes with the Midas gameplay that the rest of his team had queued up.
Another hook onto Six Dog, but the win run was there in time. In comes M-John with the lift, canceling Dismember, and now Focus Fire is there onto the Pudge. Pudge is on the run, but we're seeing Six Dog wants this kill. He's popped the Pig Bull. M-John is on the rendezvous, so they want this kill. Fade Bolt. The right Malfic is still alive. Shekel is there, down goes Pudge. Now we're seeing Plop engage onto Six Dog. Sonic Wave is not up, but the multi-shot from Drow is enough. And now they head to the DK. Dark disrupts, tries to get away from the DK, but DK is being run at by 4 still. RP comes in, it's there on the 1, but it's one big target. Sonic Wave, the right clicks, they bring down Hammingsy. It's another set of kills from side of No Teddy, and all they have forward is a Pudge kill to their name.
Yeah, that was just really well played. I mean, Six Dog gets the focus fire there for a while, and he's hitting the Pudge for quite a bit, but he just doesn't do right click damage right now. He isn't going the traditional Javelin build. It's 4-0-4 with the Aether Lens queued up.
Seeing Malfic is going in aggressively bottom lane with the posturing for a hook, but Sasquatch and Six Dog are there. Malfic's a little bit too fast to die there. Both teams had some degree of kill opportunity, but neither ended up committing for it one way or the other.
Yeah, this Wind Ranger build seems tough to make work right now. I think she pretty much, I can understand the TP, because she pretty much has to play around the Ursa, because he's the one who can best make use of this like 4-second shackle duration. Six Dog needs an Ironwood tree, I think. The neutral item.
It's definitely not a Midas that he has. He's Aether Lens queued up instead, so we're not seeing the same level of Midas as we expected, but it's still a bit of a Six Dog build there. Seeing Shackle into Lift, into an attempt onto 11-17. Lift is there canceling the Skewer. Actually, they stole Skewer there on M-John. Now we're seeing a hook onto KU, so it's going to be a good fight for ETW. Stomp comes in on the 2, but Dark is still disrupting. Cogs are on the 2. Earth Splitter comes in. 11-17 dead. M-John still alive. Now Dark is still fighting. In comes Hammusy, stunning out the KU. In comes Kobe. M-John, Six Dog, both dead. KU still low. Radiant need this kill. Can they find it? Silence is there on the 2. Hook from long range from Malfic saves KU. It's a disaster. And now they dismember onto Dark. Dark is being hit by 3 heroes. Kobe gets a triple kill on Queen of Pain. He is 7-0, and they might even go for a 4th, though Hammusy is not an easy kill. Hook. Yup, it's once again the mark, and they will eventually bring him down to stop there, and it's once again 3 heroes hitting. Barat, the right clicks, that natural order passive. It's slowly bring down Dragon Knight. Sasquatch and Gate is looking for Keita. Both DK, Keita might die. Malfic will now go down. So now we're seeing KU once again hitting onto M-John. M-John goes down. At long last, EW gets some kill, but it's still an absolutely fantastic trade for the side of No Teddy.
That was disgusting. M-John TP'd in, and he took I think 3 out of 4 of the multi-shot volleys. Or sorry, no, he just 3 out of 3, and he instantly went to 200 HP. He TP'd at full health, and the multi-shot did 600 damage to him. after the 3 arrows, and then he dies to 2 more draw right clicks. That was disgusting.
Right now, though,
And-
it's a situation where I don't know. It just feels like they need this Ursa to really take over the game. Like he has B Fury, he'll blink soon, but I'm not sure if B Fury blink will be enough this game to completely take over the game. You know?
Yeah, I agree. I don't think this will really be enough. I think the one way this play or this build could really work is if he's able to take advantage of the shackles. Like if Six Dog can get like a 2-man shackle maybe, and then he blinks on them, hits them hits them for the full 4 seconds.
Well, big jump there onto KU. He's completely alone at his tri-camp, and it's the exact kill they need. Meanwhile, it's actually Six Dog sieging the top tier 1 tower. So for the first time probably all series, it is ETW completely outmaneuvering the side of No Teddy. Though, Six Dog at long last may suffer for his aggressiveness. Gets caught by the Orchid of Kobe into a Sonic Wave. It's just a little bit too much damage for a winner to survive with those items. Or really with any items at this point, at this stage of the game.
Yeah, I think that was the Orchid reveal as well. I believe that's the first time he's pressed it.
I believe you're right about that one.
And Dark finishes Midas.
That is helpful. Get a bit more gold and XP on the clockwork. And now it's Orchid once again there into M-John. M-John is very, very dead. Skewer is used for good measure, but the result is the same. It's M-John in the grave for 27 seconds. And,
Dire's bottom tower
well, other than have their Ursa win the game for them, what's the gameplay here for ETW?
is under attack.
Probably trying to find more picks on KU like that. I think it was kind of a mistake for him to be farming like that when his other team or when the rest of his team smokes to the other side of the map. But that was really great for Dire. The Ursa was involved in the kill and they're able to stop the Drow from farming. All right, they killed the Drow's Eagle Slug. It's a minus 2,800 net worth. That's
a
good.
massive courier take there. That's a lot of success in this tri-camp. They got the kill on KU earlier, they got this tower extremely recently, and they got that courier kill as well, so that's the butterfly delayed for a little bit longer. It's literally half her net worth almost, just in the courier that's dead.
Radiant's
Yeah, the Courier was worth more money than either of the team's 5s. And just died. Ursa clicking it.
I think if Sasquatch knows, like, hey, he's buying a butterfly on Drow, you don't need to buy an MKB before it's online for too long.
Yeah, I think we'll definitely need to buy an MKB, but I think that's going to be a problem because I don't think you can just straight up buy an MKB right now because you do kind of need other items. You can't just like directly counter whatever you see to make Ursa successful. You might need an SNY or like.
Well, it's a blink in by Sasquatch is RP'd now by the Magnus. We're seeing a Shekel Shot though onto the Pudge. Pudge is dead, and now ETW want more. But it's a huge 3-man stomp from Keita. Dire will attempt to get away with no blood in their hands, and that appears to be the case other than their Pudge, who is a current pile of melted flesh.
That was really good play by ETW. The Sasquatch blinks in first to get the spells casted on him. It doesn't cast Enrage, but doesn't have to because after the stuns from No Teddy, the bite was able to be cancelled by the DK, and they just had to leave after that. No way of fighting that.
We're at the
But
point now where Sasquatch has Aegis, which makes that entire play you mentioned just that much easier. Like, you could have him blink in, and now it's like, oh, I still need pop in range. I have a literal Aegis. We're good.
yeah, I mean he does have this Aegis, but it's a little bit of a bait, especially when the Drow gets the butterfly in 15 seconds. I think even with this Aegis, you have to be very careful about how you blink in, because if you blink in and the Drow doesn't die, or the Drow's not forced out of the fight, then you're just gonna get frost arrowed pretty much until you die twice. So he's gonna have to be careful even with this Aegis. He's not as strong as you might think having an Aegis.
Sasquatch may be having a dance with death right now. He is just running in a 1v3 and 1v4 actually, and Radiant have some idea what's going on right now bot lane. They see Keita. But now Keita also sees Six Dog, which means Radiant grab top T1 freely, but bot lane is where the interesting stuff may just happen, but it's a clean retreat currently for the side of No Teddy. They're all going to be 5-man at their own tri-camp again. So overall, it's ETW playing the map better, which is something they failed to do last game. They played the map somewhat poorly. In this game, they're playing the map quite well.
I wouldn't say they played the map poorly last game, but I think they were just like not able to ever find their footing. I mean, they were never like they were never down that much in gold like early on. Like Mike, for example, was keeping up with Terrorblade for a while, but I mean, the mid game fights just kind of piled up, and
I should say more that No Teddy punished them when they split the map. Like every time you saw a 6-dog or Sasquatch on land, it's died. This game, they've done a very good job of not dying in general.
Yeah, Network's very close as well this game. I think ETW has to be a little bit concerned because
Hookshot comes in from Dark there on a 2, and the Checkle shot there as well onto the ET. 6-dog is focus fire there into 11-17. They want a huge kill. Meanwhile, Orchid is there on the Sasquatch who jumped into 3 heroes. He made Dynasty on the 2 big cores. Keita dead, but so is the Aegis. And now, M-John has been hooked into the tower. M-John dead. Hammingsy, half HP. Checkle shot comes in once again for the punch. Sonic Wave now brings down Hammingsy, and it's ETW on the run. Keita brought back into the fight, and they want to bring it to even more kills. They see 3 on the run, but they appear to be able to get more. But it's still, despite the buyback, a fight win for the side of No Teddy.
Okay, that was honestly better than I thought it was going to be for ETW. Okay, you had Mercy on Sasquatch, didn't want to multi-shot him after he respawned. So he ends up getting out. But I mean, even still, that's your Aegis fight, and I'm saying that it's good that they only
somewhat
died. Yeah. I mean, you got an Elder Titan buyback, but if that's what you're trying to get out of your Aegis fight, then I don't think you're gonna have any time.
M-John. That is a very high risk, low reward play that he's not got punished for yet, but they've now found him. He did it for spell steal, and it did not pay off in the slightest.
He got the emotional victory there, but I mean, he didn't really. There was no way out.
I think No Teddy also won the emotional victory though. Okay, we just got some guy for free. It's a free kill. That's a free 243 gold to our mid laner who's 11.2 thousand gold right now.
Yeah, I think it's definitely just good. They didn't have to use pretty much anything on that kill. Just a nice infusion of golden XP.
That's on top of the infusion you already get from just taking the tower, so it's gold on gold. And now we're seeing ETW. They're in the top T2 area, but No Teddy are on the way. They're bringing in the TP. 6-dog, pass Shackle onto the Pudge, but Kobe's in the area. Pudge will go down, but No Teddy will attempt to avenge him, it appears. We're seeing a TP in by Mag, in by Drowse. Now the 4 alive, never still there. We're seeing hookshot there onto Keita. Keita's now being stunned by Mike. It will be a kill there onto the ET. Now both supports are dead. Shackle shot misses though onto Kobe. Good attempt by 6-dog, but ever so slightly off the mark. But No Teddy's fight being a 3v5. They say, you know what? We still want to be here. Drow hits onto Dragon Knight. In comes Orchid. In comes Skewer, and Hammingsy just dies under that tier 2 tower.
This Butterfly first build just does a ton of damage. Multi-shot is so strong after it's received a couple of buffs. The Frost Arrow, the extra damage now applies to it. You got a lot of talents. This 10 talent also got buffed. It just does so much damage. And Drow's just really hard to kill. They don't really have magic damage on Radiant, so pretty much their only way of killing Drow is to have Ursa jump the Drow, but that's also where this Butterfly build's very strong. The evasion makes it pretty much impossible for the Ursa to kill Drow for a long time. And I mean, even if he's able to get something like an MKB, just the extra armor that you get from Butterfly also makes him a lot more survivable.
It's one of those things where he's missing out on 35% of his hits. And on a hero like Ursa, usually most heroes, you miss 35% of your hits and you're missing 35% of your damage. But a hero like Ursa, who just gains hits via Fear, he's probably missing closer to like half his damage, which is really, really bad.
Yeah, and there's so many ways to just like get to like create separation between the Ursa and the Drow that if you don't kill the Drow and pretty much like the Skull Bash duration, then you're gonna get piked or the Drow's gonna get hooked or something, and then once you've committed that blink, that's it. Like you don't get a second opportunity. If you're Sasquatch in this game, you blink somewhere, and that's like the only blink you're using in the entire fight, pretty much. Because after that, you're just gonna get frost arrowed.
Well, this
He's
is
going
going
for
to
a
be the
beacon, you know.
game-deciding fight here. We're seeing a 5-man smoke to the Dire Tri camp. Sasquatch leads the way. Dark has hookshot, though, onto Keita. We can see a multifaceted fight here. Shadow Shot misses onto Keita. Meanwhile, in comes Orchid. They're at the 6-lock. In comes Sasquatch looking for Fudge. But no, it's a 3-man RP. It's huge. Malefic alive. Earth Splitter. Sonic Wave. The damage is just so huge. 3 dead. 4 dead. 6 dog. The lone survivor. He'll get run down eventually as well. He'll try to TP. Will it be in time? Yes, it will. But it's an absolute disaster for the side of ETW.
Yeah, I mean, going on the ET there, it never feels good, but I mean, it did buy back last fight, so if you're able to kill him, it's at least an okay start. But I mean, they didn't really have enough, like they don't really have that much damage on ETW, and so they just hook him, they cast a few spells, only gets down, and then only gets down to like half life, and then I mean the Quap actually blinked in, so I think that's why ETW decided to all in there on that hill. The Quap blinked in, tried to press their spells on one ranger, but ETW ended up clumping really nice RP into Earth Splitter there, and they just get was 3 for 0, 4 for 0, 4 for 0, right? Yeah.
Yes,
Amtron
4
stole
for 0.
RP, but he stole RP and then he instantly got hit by what's it called, Earth Splitter into Sonic Wave, and it killed him from full health. So.
That's an excessive amount of damage for sure. I mean, it's hard for a 1000 HP root to survive Sonic Wave or Splitter. I think Shockwave was there too. This is a lot of damage.
Yeah, and I think he also put the spirit down, so that's you got the natural order going on as well, which I realize actually like doesn't work for any of those spells. It only works with the Shockwave. The other two are pure.
Every bit counts. Every bit counts.
Actually, wait, no. Does the ET ult work weirdly? It's like half magic, half pure or something.
Let's see here. Half of the damage dealt is magical, half is
is the
physical.
pure.
What
Okay,
the hell is that?
Yeah, okay. So I mean, it's a little bit right. Works on 1.5 of the spells.
1.5 of the spells. Yeah, we're good. The results are the same. It's one of those things where you can watch the utter cataclysm that occurred in the Dire Side Tri campus. Just Radiant melted. It absolutely melted. Like, I would say it like butter, but butter doesn't even melt that fast.
Okay, I mean, I'm gonna try Castor's Curse this because I want to see Game 3, but Kobe hasn't died a single time this series yet. He was like 13-0-15 or something last game, and now he's 12-0-7. So hopefully now after saying that he dies.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, it's been a big series for Kobe. I know a lot of people going into the season, we're rating him pretty highly, but we're not giving him the respect he probably deserved, and he's earning it right now.
Yeah, I like when I played against him last season, I like only like sort of like I didn't really know him. But I had played against him a couple times. I thought he was divine, and then they like completely crushed our team, and now he's like solidly mid 6K or something. He's like rank 1000.
Give or take, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have an exact number, but it's definitely a good bit into 6K.
Yeah, I mean, he's like honestly, I've been pretty impressed by his play. I ran him in a pub as well, and I had to play against him mid, and I mean he was like not unimpressive. Still played pretty well, so have to say I'm impressed by his gameplay so far. He got the Quap shard as well. I hope he takes the Scream of Pain damage. I've been playing a lot of Quap on my my second account, and 6 is dead.
Yeah, he just gets destroyed by KU there, caught in the trees, and it's just too much damage.
What down this gonna take? Nice. Okay, I fucking love the Scream Pain damage and the shard. You one shot creep waves, you blink and you scream on creep waves, they just instantly die. Feels so nice. I think the AoE Shadow Strike can be a little bit of a bait, especially against heroes like the Radiant heroes. Because if you walk into Shadow Strike range, then that means you're in Dragon Tail range or Shackle Shot range or Lift range.
Which is bad. It's very bad.
Where now Quap just like farms absurdly fast. I mean, if you take the other talent, then you can go like Scream Shadow Strike waves, but it's not as fast because you do kind of look at that.
Yeah, the wave just melted. I look away for a second, I look back, it's already gone, so...
Yeah,
Proof of
he even
concept
has
to
the
a degree.
Kaya Sange. I don't even think you need the Kaya Sange until like a little bit later, like minute 40 or something. But I mean, even at that point, now he'll still be able to one shot the creep waves. I feel like he's pretty much one shot waves with this on until Radiant gets super creeps or something.
Thus, Roshan had just respawned literally about 5 seconds ago, but both teams are aware. Pudge scouted for the Dire and the Rocket Flare scouted for the Radiant, so it's... Both teams know the importance of the Roshan. We're seeing a 4-man smoke. You're seeing a hook of the Invis, so now it's Malefic just invising the Pudge right now.
Dark completed his Agnum Scepter, which is actually pretty big. This Clock X is like generally pretty important fights. Can help them chain Sunny.
Oh no, they found the illusion. That would have been a massive pick. But alas, it's an illusion.
Oh, that's cool. He definitely didn't mean it, but I'm gonna say that he did. Dark Smoke broke on the main hero there, but he didn't have vision of him, so he just saw that the illusion that was in front of him, so he hooked that. That was pretty nice.
It's a very unfortunate timing for ETW. Exactly what they need to not happen. Now it's the smoke from the side of no Teddy. They're approaching the Radiant Tri-Camp. Mag, Pudge, both hunting. Though Sasquatch, Mjon, and Dark all on the high ground. Rockets are scouting. Sasquatch looks for the Mag. Mag's pushed away in time. Now Sasquatch is silenced. One of them brings him down to half HP. Hook misses. Now it's a Shackle Shot there on 2 of the Mag and Clop. In comes Hook from Dark. Cog's there as well. Stuff in the fight. Dark is dead, but it could be for a good cause. BKBs popped, but Pudge, he saves the splitter from long range. Damages Mjon, but that Pudge shard saves Magnus. And now it's no Teddy in the 5v4. KU hits the Roshan, and eventually either Radiant engage or the Roshan will die.
Yeah, also they Sasquatch blinks in on the Magnus. First it bashes him, which is good, but they have a lot of disengage, so
Well, Mjon is in alone, and he's dead alone.
I respect that play. I mean, it was close actually. I'm not sure if you saw that Rochelle. It was like 2 more draw hits maybe from being deaf. That plays a lot easier when you have Rocket Flare, but I can respect him going for that. This game's in dire straits.
He came for the big play, and he almost got it, but alas, it just did not happen, which is, of course, unfortunate if you want to see ETW win, or of course, even a Game 3, because it's no Teddy in the driver's seat. They're getting quite comfortable at this point. This game's looking real good, and oh, no Teddy almost went into Hammingsy. The Hammingsy blinked away in time before the blink was broken, but the Tier 2 tower does not have the luxury of blinking away. It's in the grave, and it's... Now the outpost is well taken. It's a lot of map control being gained by the side of no Teddy, and they're parlaying a T2 into an outpost into another Tier 2 tower, and ETW have no recourse right now to stop that.
Hey, you picked up the shard as well from Roshan. Also a very big fan of this shard. Honestly, I feel like people should buy it at 20 or something, like, or either like after like 1 or 2 major items. It's so much damage, and the regen reduction is just really strong. You get like
Oh, we've seen the horn toss there and a Hammers. He pops the BKB, but can he live?
Gale Force.
The eat comes in from Malefic, and the Gale Force is doing a lot. Sasquatch engages, but he's once again silenced. In comes Sonic Wave and the Splitter. Mjon, Hammingsy all low. Hammingsy dead. Mjon almost dead. RP is actually missed completely. It's actually not stolen though by Mjon. Speaking of Mjon, he's dead. Now Sixlog tries to disrupt, but it's a hook. It's a good old skewer there on the Sasquatch. Sasquatch will go down. Dark is very low as well, and it's Sixlog on the other side of the fight, meanwhile dying to Malefic and KU, and it's just a disastrous fight. Hammingsy tries to engage, but he might just die back here. He's fighting in the 1v5. Mjon is nearby. Hammingsy tries to run. KU is hitting. The damage is just too much. It's a dieback on Hammingsy, and it's 4 heroes dead. All no buyback. Dark. He might kill Kobe. Kobe actually dies. But alas, Dark will join his teammates in the grave. It is a full 5-man wipe, and it looks like no Teddy. We're moving on to the next round at the rate it currently goes.
Never mind, this guy fucking sucks. He died once this series.
0.5 deaths per game average. What a scrub. Logical would never.
I think I was like double-digit average death or something playoffs.
Feels incredibly bad, man.
I don't think it was that extreme, though.
I was gonna say, your team won like 7 games, so I'm not sure how it's possible.
I don't remember how many games we won, but...
You won 3 best of 3s, didn't you?
I remember two of them. Yeah.
Something like that.
I'll take your word for it. 4 plays in the chat. Does he remember?
Maybe a chance he might. We're seeing Gale Force now on to KU, but well, it's the hook from
my
long
God.
range from Malefic. Malefic's Pudge. Just a little bit too good this game to lose, it appears.
Something like that.
It's two
Um,
sets of barracks now. It's an uphill climb. It's not even an uphill climb. It's nearly a vertical climb, and there's not many like rock climbing tools for ETW to work with. It's just kind of like their hands climbing a vertical wall, and they're going to try still. They're seeing KU with Six Dog nearly it just dies immediately. KU now Sasquatch and M John. They're trying for KU. It's down to Sasquatch. KU still has Edith. Hookshot comes in onto the ET, but the problem is M John dead. Six
Desperation
Dog
play.
has Sasquatch. He's trying to
call
fight,
him.
but he's dead as well. And
they're gonna call him out. I'm pretty sure.
yeah,
Dark
Sonic gives him
dies.
the dark dead. It's 4 dead. It's only him is he alive, and they may try for they have decided to tap out. It's over, and no Teddy. It's a clean 2-0, and they will be going on to the top 6.
Yeah. Who did they lose to in the upper bracket, or did they start in the lower bracket?
No Teddy lost the first team all cursed, the Smiley Brazier team.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm surprised that happened too, to be honest.
Um.
It ruined my brackets, because other than that, I had a completely correct bracket.
Yeah. Well. They played really, really well. I feel like this is like pretty much the team that I saw last season that just crushed everyone. Won the season. Pretty unfortunate pull, I feel like, for ETW. I think No Teddy is like still one of the strongest teams. And if they had run into other teams, maybe they would have been able to make it farther, but you have to beat everyone if you were trying to win.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate where he's a team that hasn't had the greatest momentum all season, playing a lot of stand-ins, playing a lot of weird schedule situations, and unfortunately for them, their season is ended at the losers bracket top 8. They will end up tied for 7th to 8th, and well, they have lost for the first time ever in Lats.
Who did they tie with? Did they tie with 2 teams, or they tie with 1 team, or they tie with 3 teams?
They tied with 1 team.
Oh.
I'm looking it up right now who they tied with. Who got I think they tied the 5 dudes team actually. The team with Ka and the Beast of US East. Pretty sure that's who they tied with.
Okay.
But result is the same at this point. I mean, it's just unfortunate. Obviously, I was had some friends on the ETW team, and it did not work. Ended up just falling in 2 games.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate games. I feel like they I mean, not even fortunate actually. They just got outplayed. I feel like the No Teddy been together for a while, played together for a while, sweated a lot of games, and they just stronger overall.
I'll agree with you on that one. It is the end of the road. If you had to give an MVP for the series, is it Mr. One Death All Series, Kobe?
Oh yeah, I'd say so. It's pretty impressive. Did he have 15 kills both games, or was it 13 kills the first game?
Something like that. Either way,
I mean, okay, yeah. So like, it's like it's 28-1. That's not bad.
it's like a 50 KDA. It's high.
Yeah. That's all right. Yeah, that's what he probably gets MVP. Q played really well as well.
So did
I don't.
Malfic. I mean, they had 3 really high performing players that series.
What it was Malfic game 1 Lion? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think Kobe's definitely MVP then. I didn't feel like. I mean, KU his scoreline looked really good this game. I feel like he played really good this game. Butterfly pickup was good. Game 1, I didn't feel like he played especially amazing. He did everything he needed to, but he wasn't standout for me game 1. But Kobe just like dunked on everyone the entire series. Just yeah.
Fortunately, it's. I mean, we've said it probably 4 times, but end of the road.
He got his hero picked early every time as well. Still managed to do big things. Got the Void Spirit first phase, the game 1, and then this game, Quap was picked at the start of the third or the second phase. It didn't matter though.
Well, at this point, do you have any final analysis before I go into my usual outro?
I'm not sure who ever has to play No Teddy next, but I mean they better be fucking ready because
It's the whatever
yeah.
team with Artem and Hobbs. It's a very good team, actually.
Oh, I remember. Oh yeah. Actually, you mentioned that at the beginning of the series. That's right. Yeah, it should be a good game. So, uh, they seem like more of a question mark, so they might just like super outperform my expectations of them.
They've managed to gain a lot of MR. That's one thing that's notable is Artem is nearly 8K, and I think Hobbs is like 7.5K now. Like, they've gotten a lot of MR over the course of the season. But thank you, as always, for joining me, Logical. Really appreciate it. Do you have any final words, call-outs, shouts to say to the people of League of Lads and twitch.tv/Badger, Pablo?
Always happy to cast some games, especially when a lot of my friends are playing, and happy to be here. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at LogicalDud too. That's all.
All right, thanks as always again. But my name is Badger. If you enjoyed my casting, I'm going to see. If you want to see me cast your games, cast your tournaments, you can contact me on Discord as Badger number 5713 or Twitter, twitter.com/Badger Dota 2. I will be back tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. EST, DPC North American Open Qualifiers casting. I'll be following a couple of teams, notably the Double King. Brightside team, typical NA, as well probably I'll be following a little bit of ET's team with Sheepstick and Skyward. Not quite sure who else will be following, but I think actually I'll be joined tomorrow by you, Logical. Is that correct?
Yeah. Someone asked me to play on their team, but it wasn't particularly enticing. So yeah, I think I will be casting.
Turns out I was more enticing than a doomed team. Very cool, but
They're pretty alright players too. It's just
Really?
not the kind of roster I'm looking to join.
Oh, so AMB invited you to his team. Got it.
Pretty close.
I'll have to talk to you after the stream, man. Thank you again, Logical, for joining me.
I'll just send you a screenshot.
I'll see you tomorrow, but to the viewers, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night. As per always, thank you for watching.